in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat.
Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to a morning without Mike Winters. I ain't he, that wouldn't be me. No, Mike Winters off in the cool pines of Ruidoso, enjoying some off time, some alone time with the missus. And also, from what he was bragging about before he walked out the door, enjoying some Wahlburgers. He was very adamant about heading over to the inn, the brand new food court there at the Inn of the Mountain Gods, and getting his hands on a Wahlburger. I mean, I guess besides the name value, I don't really get the appeal. I mean, I'm sure they're good hamburgers, but I've had good hamburgers before. I also know that the line for this place is going to be insane, but maybe it's worth the wait. Yes, we're going to get the full Wahlburgers report come Wednesday when Mixmaster Mike is back in the captain's chair, back where he belongs here in the captain's chair. But, yeah, till then, well, you got me. You got the leftovers. You got the, they used to say doppelganger, although I don't see it. I mean, I guess we do have a very similarly receding hairline. We're similarly like 7 years old mentally. Okay, maybe I do see it. Maybe it is there. But yes, Mixmaster Mike will be back inside your radios and at your service this coming Wednesday morning. And also, interesting programming note, this coming Wednesday, we're going to be broadcasting live Mornings with Mike Winters from the brand new, newly remodeled New Mexico Military Institute Armory, which is their brand new gym, basketball stadium, just a beautiful complex. We're going to be out there checking out the new facilities, telling you all about all the bells and the whistles, and kind of getting you geeked up for all the upcoming season of Broncos and Colts sports there with New Mexico Military Institute. So yes, join us this Wednesday as we broadcast live from the newly remodeled and absolutely gorgeous New Mexico Military Institute Armory basketball arena. And if you haven't seen it, head over to our Facebook page. Head to Facebook, search for 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, and you can check it out for yourself. Like I said, it's super shiny. I didn't have any scuff marks yet from basketball shoes. There's a few, looks like some VIP boxes that they're going to be, have a beautiful view of the court. I'm hoping they let us set up shop and do Mornings with Mike Winters from one of those uber comfortable looking VIP lounges, because that'd be awesome. Plus, with a nice crafty spread, you just don't see enough craft services spreads in radio. I think we got too spoiled when Clyde Lewis was here. We got a little taste of what actually being a big time radio personality feels like. I like it. It's nice. This is why you don't do heroin, kids. That first taste, man. I'm gonna be chasing the dragon, chasing that, getting treated like royalty dragon for the rest of my career. But alas, we're still in Roswell, and I'm still the scrub. Mike's off enjoying his vacation. Actually, yesterday he posted up a absolutely beautiful. Now this is going to be a subjective statement. An absolutely beautiful photo of a fried bologna sandwich. A fried bologna sandwich. Now that, I'm going to tell you, is definitely one of those things it's divisive as a meal. A lot of people don't like bologna to begin with, and you throw it fried, it's a whole new beast. But that was a nice cut of bologna. There's not very often that you see a good thick cut of deli meat. And I respect that. So yeah, that was fantastic. It got me to the point where I went home after I did a little work yesterday. Went home and made my own fried bologna sandwich, although mine was nowhere near the quality of his. So he's off enjoying himself, and hopefully he's getting all the treats that his heart desires. That's the one thing with Mike and myself when we go on vacation. We sort of just go and like eat our fantasies. Most people go and have experiences. They want to do zip lines or go to the top of things. We just want to go have awesome baller meals. That's really what it's all about. We got plenty to get to, though, in today's show in his absence. Coming up here in just a few minutes at around 7:15 or so, we chit-chat with Mr. Matt Bristol from the Bristol Law Office. Made the long commute from upstairs down to our hallowed studios here. We're going to be chit-chatting here in just a few minutes, talking all about the law. And there's been a lot of crazy things happening with the law as of late, so we'll dive into his vast knowledge of all things legal precedent. We'll get to that coming up here in just a few minutes. Coming up in the 8 o'clock hour, going to replay a couple interviews that Mike had. Mike sat down last week with Andrea from the Roswell Chamber. We'll chat about, we'll have them chit-chat about what's going on here in Roswell, kind of a post-mortem of UFO Festival and the 4th of July, and kind of where Roswell is as we head into this this brave new world called the back half of 2022. That's coming up in the 8 o'clock hour. Then coming up in the 9 o'clock hour, around 9:15 or so, going to replay the interview that Mike had with Mr. Robert Sherman from the Walker Aviation Museum. We'll be playing that in the 9 o'clock hour, chatting about all the stuff happening at Walker Aviation Museum, giving you a little taste of history, and letting you know everything that's waiting for you as you're waiting to get on an airplane and go off into the wild blue yonder. All that, plus, of course, of your Kim Commando update, your town hall business news, all that good stuff that normally comes your way in this hallowed hall we call morning radio. 12 minutes after 7 o'clock, let's get you up to date with some of that local weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have dry air over eastern New Mexico, and that means sunshine and heat for us today. Our afternoon high 100 to 105. Well, the overnight hours, few clouds and mid-70s, and then upper 90s and low 100s again on Tuesday, and plenty of sunshine. We'll hit the 100-degree mark again on Wednesday, and sunny, maybe a shower Thursday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Hey, thanks for all the good news, Steve. Currently 76 degrees around Roswell Way, humidity at 58%, winds out of the south at around 3 miles an hour. Barometer sitting at 30.6 inches with a dew point of 60 degrees. And as Steve so positively told you, we're heading back into another heat wave around Roswell Way. Monsoon season be darned. Sunny and hot, 103 for the high today. Winds out of the southwest 5 to 10 miles an hour, becoming east later in the morning. For tonight, partly cloudy, dropping down to 74 for the overnight low. Winds out of the southeast 5 to 10, becoming north after midnight. The good news, it doesn't look like we're going to have to deal with a lot of heavy wind in the coming days. Although that being said, for tomorrow, mostly sunny, high of 100, winds 10 to 15, becoming east later in the afternoon. Those 10 to 15 mile an hour winds will continue through the night. Mostly cloudy, a low of around 73 degrees in the evening. A bit of a reprieve on Wednesday, in that we're not going to be in triple digits. High of 99 for your Wednesday, but isolated showers, thunderstorms, got a chance of rain of 20%. Winds out of the north 5 to 10 miles an hour, becoming south later in the afternoon. As I said, chance of rain is 20%. Partly cloudy, low of 74 for your Wednesday night, mostly sunny, and 100 for your Thursday, and that's pretty much where we're going to stay. 100 to 103 all the way through Sunday. So, lots and lots of water, sunscreen up, and I hope your AC in your car is working. Mine went out randomly last week. Like Thursday of last week, AC just went completely kaput, which that's been fun because I've had to live in my car ever since then. I had to go to Carlsbad for an event on Saturday, and basically I've been living in my car all day yesterday. So you ever heard of the old term AC 440? That's your air conditioner is all four windows down, going 40 miles an hour. It's natural AC. 14 minutes after 7 o'clock, let's pause, pay a couple of these bills, check in with your Roswell Livestock Auction Report, and on the other side of these, we sit down, chat with Mixmaster Matt Bristol from Bristol Law Office, on the other side of a morning without Mike Winters. Stay tuned.
Good morning, this is Smiley Wooten at the Roswell Livestock Auction. A good July run this week with a nice selection of all classes of cattle, especially high-quality native calves and light yearlings, pairs and bred cows. We expect to sell 900 head. Break it down like this: 75 to 100 weighing cows and bulls, 150 to 175 pairs and bred cows, 650 to 700 calves and yearlings. Today's sale will include 90 bred cows, the McGuire Ranch, Marfa, Texas. Excellent quality one brand set of black white face Angus crossbred cows, 90% third trimester bred to Angus bulls. Real nice set of cows in good to medium condition. Approximately one load, 6 years old, and one load of these cows will be 7 and 8 year olds. 50 cow calf pairs, mostly black white face, red white face English crosses. They are pairs with Angus and Charolais calves at side, 4 to 9 years old. 70 light yearlings, Bersani Ranch, Deming, New Mexico. Good quality black white face, red white face crossbreds, cattle weaned 60 to 90 days. Bovishield Gold 7-way, 500-600 pounds. 45 light yearlings, Mr. Ernie Gremlin there at Yeso, New Mexico. Good quality black white face Brangus crosses, cattle weaned 60 days, medium condition, 500-650 pounds. 42 calves, Antina Cattle Company, Monahans, Texas. Good quality red white face English crosses, 500-600 pounds. 22 calves, Marley and Marley here north of Roswell. Excellent quality black Angus crosses, cattle weaned 60 days, 550 pounds. And 18 light yearlings, the Kincaid brothers down at Pinon, New Mexico. Good quality black Brangus crosses, medium conditions, right off grass, 500-700 pounds. Sale time this morning will be at 9 o'clock. Sell pairs, bred cows about 9:30 to 9:45. Be selling calves and yearlings about 10:30 to 10:45. We expect to sell 900 head here today. This is Smiley Wooten, Roswell Livestock Auction.
Well, the biting bugs and the ferocious flyers are out in force, and if you don't take care of them now, you'll be swatting and scratching all summer. Makes me itchy just thinking about it. Hi, this is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. Whether it's keeping the fleas and ticks off your animals or keeping the flies and mosquitoes away from your barbecue, you gotta use the right stuff, and you gotta do it at the right time. So come see us now at Roswell Seed Company, and don't let the bugs tick you off. Get it? Tick.
When you can't be home, make your space feel more like home with Candlewood Suites, Roswell, New Mexico, featuring extended stay rooms, complete with kitchenettes in a quiet area, plus plenty of great amenities, including free hot coffee 24/7, and the Candlewood Cupboard 24-hour convenience store, plus the Candlewood Gym and free laundry facilities. Cool off in the outdoor pool, complete with hot tub, and enjoy the outdoor gazebo and grills. And the Candlewood Lending Locker for stuff you couldn't pack, like crock pots, board games, and more. Call 575-623-4300 to find out more. Candlewood Suites, where everyone here is sweet on you. Your home away from home.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The catfish has over 27,000 taste buds. Do you think they prefer fried or blackened? Here's Mike Winters.
Turns out they prefer crumbed. 18 minutes after 7 o'clock on your Monday morning. Joining us in studio this morning, Mr. Matt Bristol from Bristol Law Office. How are you doing this morning?
Good, Sean. How are you doing?
Doing good. Doing real good. How's your summer been so far?
So far, so good. Went to the pet costume contest at the UFO Festival.
Okay.
Always enjoy that a lot.
Yeah. Did you bring a pet to the contest, or were you just there as a spectator?
I'm there as a spectator
Okay.
and take pictures, and so that's just kind of a fun part of the whole festival. And
very cool.
Did you guys have a location there for the festival?
We weren't in the festival proper. We were mostly set up at the actual UFO Museum and Research Center. That's kind of our home for the 2 days for the festival, for Thursday and Friday. Mm-hmm. We also hosted Ground Zero with Clyde Lewis. I was actually out there at the UFO Museum, so that was kind of our base of operations for the festival proper. And then it was funny too because it was UFO Festival and then 4th of July, and then just for the whole last week, Roswell has been in this kind of weird like zombie fog. Like everybody I've talked to is just kind of like, oh man, I'm just tired. Everybody's just sick of celebration. We don't want to go and do anything. But summer rolls on. Yes,
it does, and especially the summer heat rolls on.
Goodness gracious, it has been sweltering. I kept, I was on that hope that like we were gonna have a summer like last summer where it was really really hot at the beginning and then relatively reasonable for the rest of summer.
It was, yeah. It was.
But I don't know, maybe we just hit another heat wave and things will kind of calm down as we head towards the back half of the summertime season.
Well, I hope you get that AC fixed on your car.
Yeah, boy, howdy. It's
brutal.
It's been fun.
Yeah.
It's a real, what it is I've been to the bottom now. So it's like, as soon as I get even like a little bit of AC, I'm going to appreciate, what's the Pursuit of Happiness, basically? Yeah, I'm Will Smith, The Pursuit of Happiness. Yeah, I'm going to really appreciate when I get just a little bit.
Start carrying one of those 8-pound bags of ice in the car. Maybe that'll help.
I legitimately thought about getting a styrofoam cooler and then a thing of ice just to kind of throw some at my face every now and again while I was driving.
Good idea.
But that's okay. Summertime rolls on, and we live in this weird post-pandemic world. Things changed. I was actually just thinking about this yesterday as I got in my car. The pandemic, COVID took a lot of stuff from a lot of people. It took family members. It took, in a lot of cases, people's hair. I've talked to people that have lost their hairlines, and in a lot of cases, it took marriages. I mean, it dissolved mine. It was one of those situations where the normal stresses of life, in addition to all of the COVID protocols and all the stuff we had to deal with, a lot of people made that decision to kind of just go their separate ways. And I think the pandemic was a big part of that.
There's a lot of stress during the pandemic. The isolation was part of it. The masks, the not being able to go out and do things. Yeah. I've talked to several mental health providers in the community, and they said their business just skyrocketed during the pandemic. I
started seeking therapy ever since the pandemic, and a lot of
that's good.
A lot of that because of the situations that the pandemic created, like the dissolution of a marriage, for example. But as that happens, there's a lot of different things that have to be looked at. Sure, there's it's the emotional side of things, but then there's the business side of things. There's the property side of things. There's who owns what, and you got to go through that whole process. So let's talk for a minute about community property. I think that's something that needs to be touched on, and you have a bit of knowledge in that field.
Yes, thank you. New Mexico is one of the 8 community property states in the country, and it touches all aspects of our lives, and not just divorce. But it affects probate. It even affects bankruptcy, interestingly enough.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's say there's a couple, imaginary couple, we'll call them Mike and Kim.
All right. We're just going to start off on that one. Mike, hope you're not listening, bud.
So let's say for some reason they're looking into a bankruptcy situation.
Sure.
So if they do, they have to list all community assets and all community debt.
So what qualifies as community assets and community debt?
Good question. What the law looks at is the date of marriage.
Okay. So
I've had couples, we've been together 15 years, but only married 5. And so I tell them, the date of marriage is what matters. So from the date of marriage forward, any asset is a community asset, any debt's a community debt.
So if you, say, buy a house while you're engaged, but you haven't gotten married yet, that wouldn't necessarily count as community property.
So let's split that hair. Okay. If it's in Mike's name while he's dating Kim,
right?
But Mike buys it pre-marriage, it's Mike's whole and separate.
Gotcha.
Now, if Mike and Kim buy it before they're married, then they're just business partners.
They co-own the house.
Right.
At that point, it's a business property.
It's a business property, or like a brother and sister, asset. Or something like that.
Okay.
So let me write. I got that written down somewhere. Okay. We'll come back. That brings up an idea we'll come back to.
Okay.
So any asset acquired after the date of marriage is both husband and wife, 50-50, any debt's 50-50.
Okay.
And I've had a lot of people say, but all those credit cards are my husband's name. They're not my debt. And the answer is, no, that's not right. They're your debt.
Right.
Even though the credit card was your husband's name, you never looked at it, never saw it, it's community debt.
So those are shared debts.
Those are.
Now I'm curious. If that covers basically all debts that can be accrued, up to and including student loan debt?
If it was occurred after marriage.
Sure.
Yes.
Cool. Okay. Cool. Anyways, sorry, I'm just
that's all right.
Asking for personal reasons. But anyways, okay, so community property, that covers everything after the date of marriage.
After the date of marriage.
Okay.
So if Mike and Kim, let's say they're looking at a bankruptcy situation because of debt. But what if Kim had an inheritance? So Kim inherited this money from her folks. So inheritance is considered sole and separate property.
Gotcha.
So anything acquired during the marriage is a community asset unless it was acquired by inheritance or gift.
Okay.
So Kim's got this big inheritance, and Kim says, well, I don't want to file bankruptcy if they're going to take my inheritance away from me. So now we have a dilemma. What do we do?
Right.
So we sit down and we talk. So, okay, well, list all the community assets.
Okay.
So we go down, we list all the community assets. Well, when somebody files a bankruptcy, there's a list of assets they get to keep. So the purpose of bankruptcy is to start fresh, not start from scratch.
Right. You don't get a barrel with straps over it. You have to have a car to be able to get to work. You have to be able to have a place to live to set, have a base of operations.
And each person who files bankruptcy gets a list of assets.
Sure.
So we look at the list of assets. Then we got two lists we can pick from. So, for example, in one list, Mike could protect up to $60,000 worth of equity to home. He can protect all the household goods and furnishings. He can protect the retirement, up to $5,000 with a motor vehicle. But if it's a new motor vehicle, it's upside down anyway.
Sure.
So we look at the community assets, and lo and behold, Mike's list of protected assets protects all the community assets. So that means Mike's the only person that has to file bankruptcy.
Okay. So then Kim in this scenario wouldn't have to file.
She doesn't file bankruptcy.
Okay. Mike
does file bankruptcy, but his list of assets protects all the community assets.
Now, as a couple, if one, I mean, and this is where I'm confused because I always assumed as a couple you do everything together. So if say for example Mike in this scenario files for bankruptcy, Kim hasn't necessarily filed. See, you just think of Mike and Kim having filed for bankruptcy.
Right.
In this case, it's just Mike
just
having done
Mike.
so. Okay.
So you're right. Kim hasn't filed.
Right.
That means technically Kim is still liable in all these community debts.
Okay.
So can they sue Kim? Well, yes, they can because she didn't file bankruptcy.
Because she's not under those protections.
But they cannot collect against any community asset, including her paycheck. Her paycheck's a community asset.
Okay.
So if they can't collect against any community asset, why would they bother sooner?
For the inheritance.
They don't know about that.
Okay, fair enough. It's not on the list. Okay.
But very good. Her sole and separate property is liable for those debts.
Right.
Except no creditor ever realizes anybody has any sole and separate property. So they end up not bothering Kim, and her sole and separate property is protected because Mike does not disclose Kim's sole and separate property in the bankruptcy because Mike only lists his community property and his sole and separate asset.
Gotcha.
He doesn't list Kim's sole and separate property. He has no legal interest in it. So it's not disclosed anywhere, and it's perfectly legal.
Wow. Okay. That's fascinating.
So it's kind of a long story, but it's an interesting twist of, you can get out of the credit card debt and still protect some sole and separate assets.
Sure. But now this also introduces an interesting set of issues. What happens if, say, for example, down the road, while you're still dealing with, this issue of bankruptcy and you're still dealing with all these creditor issues, what happens if the marriage were to not work out? Let's say things were to dissolve.
So, couple things there. So once there's a divorce, there's no community property.
Right.
So if a creditor goes after Kim, they can get anything she's got at that point because there's no community property.
Gotcha.
But her property, sole and separate property, is not subject to division in the divorce because it's not a community asset.
Okay.
So not only that, but Mike's filing of the bankruptcy protects present community assets and future community assets.
Okay.
So in 2-3 years, they get a different car, different house. That's still community property.
Okay.
And those are protected. And even if Kim gets sued, those assets are still protected.
So you're still under that shelter.
Yeah.
How long does that apply?
just for freaking ever.
So it's in perpetuity, essentially.
Yeah.
Nice.
For community assets. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a really subtle thing, and there's only 8 states that have that protection.
Sure.
So it took us a long, long time to educate creditors that, well, you can sue the other spouse, the non-filing spouse, but you can't collect. And there's a New Mexico case on that's, gosh, I don't know, 25 years old. So for our clients, if there's a creditor that goes after the non-filing spouse, we have this Dear Dumbass letter that says, oh, you can sue her all you want.
Right.
But here's the New Mexico case that says you can't collect against any community asset.
God bless legal precedent.
You bet.
It really has made a massive difference. So we're one of only, you said 8 states that have those protections.
Yes.
Wow, and I'm guessing it was just an act of God, but an act of Congress that got us there. So let's say, for example, your base of operations is one of those states that doesn't have those protections. You're basically just up a creek without a paddle.
Don't know about those states. So the bankruptcy code provides that state by state can choose the federal bankruptcy list of protected assets, or the state can choose the state law list of protected assets, or both.
Okay.
And so New Mexico has chosen both. You can choose either one. But in non-community property states, don't know. Some of the East Coast laws about marriage and property interests are different than some of the Midwest or the West Coast. So the East Coast was settled by the English, and under English common law, the husband owned everything.
Right.
And so the wife didn't own anything. And so they kind of thought that was unfair at some point. And so they have what are called rights of dower and courtesy, where the wife has some sort of interest in the property of the family.
Right.
But I'm not sure exactly what those laws are because I've never lived over there.
Right.
But that is why under English custom in a divorce, the husband always got the children because they were his property.
Oh, okay. Okay. Now, so I'm curious as far as like your list of assets goes. Let's say we're filing for bankruptcy, or I'm filing for bankruptcy in my case. Are there any set list of assets, or is that kind of just up in the air as to what your assets could be?
There's a dollar list typically of what you get to keep.
Okay.
And so for under state law per person, you can protect up to $60,000 worth of equity in a homestead.
Okay.
Has to be a home.
Right.
All of your household goods and furnishings are protected. $4,000 with a motor vehicle, net, fair market value minus debt. Your retirement under state law is 100% protected, period. And so this is state law. This is non-bankruptcy law.
Right.
So your retirement's always protected. Like $2,500 worth of jewelry at used jewelry store prices.
Sure.
And there's another list of miscellaneous stuff, but that usually covers most people's stuff.
Now let's just say, for example, and I know this opens up a whole new list of issues with the business, but let's say, for example, I have like a food truck. Let's say we're in the process of starting a business. We haven't started it yet, but we own, let's say, for example, a food truck in the process of getting something started.
So that's a good question. So again, the question is going to be, what's the net value? What's the fair market value of the food truck and contents minus any debt you owe on it? So if it's negative, well, it's not really an asset, is it?
No.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
So you're good. You can keep it.
Okay.
Because it's not really an asset at that point.
Gotcha.
But let's say you got this truck free and clear, you got the equipment free and clear, you got food in there, and you go, well, now what do you do?
Right.
So under New Mexico law, you can protect what are called tools of trade. So my tools of trade would be law books.
Right.
So in a restaurant, tools of trade would be restaurant equipment.
Okay.
But that's pretty darn small. So like $2,500 or so. It's a pretty small figure.
Okay.
So then I'd say, okay, Sean, well, let's look at the federal list of things you can keep.
Okay.
So under the federal list of things that you get to keep, instead of $60,000 worth of homestead protection, you only get $25,000 worth of homestead protection.
Right.
And Sean says, well, I live in an apartment. I don't need a homestead protection. Yes, that's the interesting part about the federal side. If you do not have a homestead, then up to $12,500, 50% of the homestead protection.
Sure.
Up to $12,500 becomes what's called the wild card. And you can use those dollars like monopoly money
Just kind of wherever.
Protect any other asset you
Okay.
have, like food truck, gold bars,
Right.
Bitcoin, whatever.
But only 12.5.
12.5.
Okay. Well, that's
But you get that miscellaneous on the federal side. You don't get it on the state side.
right.
So that's why we go through the whole list of everything you got, because we don't know which side we'll need to flex to.
Mm-hmm.
But that's how you'd protect the food truck.
You can't. It's not like a piecemeal, a la carte, pick and choose from one and the other. You got to go either the state route or the federal route.
State route or federal route.
Gotcha.
All the way one or all the way the other. Yeah.
That makes sense. But it's good to know that when you're in a state where you're trying, you're basically at the bottom of the barrel. You're thinking, well, I have no other options. Bankruptcy is my only option. It's good to know that once you open that door, there's a whole room full of other doors.
Well, there is. So if you think about Sean lives in the apartment, he's got the job and the food truck on the side.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you get to keep the food truck.
Sure.
You just got to keep all your household goods and furnishings in the apartment.
Right.
You just got to keep your car. Mm-hmm. You just got to keep your retirement. You're golden.
All you did was dissolve the debt.
Right.
Essentially.
So you're golden.
But completely legally.
Yeah.
And I didn't even have to off anybody or find a vat of hydrochloric acid or anything.
All right, or rent a backhoe. No.
Right. Exactly. I didn't have to put it all down on black. That's good to know.
Yeah.
Huh.
So it's a cool deal if you think about it. And so bankruptcy is actually older than the United States. It was a law in England before the U.S. was a country. So even that long ago, they realized, that sometimes the stuff hits the fan.
Sure.
And you just need a reset. In fact, Winston Churchill was 27 when he filed bankruptcy, and he became Prime Minister of England. So it's not the end of the world.
So from the perspective of somebody like me that doesn't have a lot to lose to begin with, what's the negative of filing for a bankruptcy? Because from the way the picture you're painting is, I would be an idiot to not file for bankruptcy right now.
Depending on the amount of debt you have, right?
Right.
And so some people say, I've had people, young, 20-year-olds come in.
Sure.
Well, I only owe $8,000. I say, well, how much do you make? And they say minimum wage. Suppose no way you can pay that back.
Right.
It's not that $8,000 is necessarily overwhelming, but there's no way in heck on minimum wage you'll ever pay that back. Now,
okay, so how long does a bankruptcy hang on your credit, on your image?
So
how long do you own that?
Two things. It's on the credit report for 10 years.
Uh-huh.
But there's no law that prevents you from getting credit for 10 years. It's just on the credit report.
It just is listed.
Yeah.
And at that point, it's up to the creditor.
Right. But part of the bankruptcy paperwork is you're required to do a budget. Mm-hmm. And all budgets are basically 5-year budgets.
Okay.
So what do you mean by that, Matt?
Right.
Well, okay. Well, Sean, let's look at your car. You just had the AC go out.
Uh-huh.
In your bankruptcy budget, you're allowed a savings account for car repair, home maintenance or appliance repair.
Okay.
Repair. We put in a clothing budget. Not that you buy clothes every month.
Right.
But if you have little kids, it's almost every month. There's birthday, Christmas during the year. So let's say $100 a month in clothing allowance, $100 for maybe replacing household goods or furnishings, couch, TV, whatever, maybe $100 a month. And I like $200 a month for car repair because we all know we're going to get it real quick.
Oh, yeah.
And in a 5-year budget, for example, the battery's not going to last 5 years.
Right.
So you're saving $400 a month.
Okay.
Well, in 25 months, in 2 years, that $400 a month adds up to $10,000 in the bank.
Right.
Plus 2 tax refunds. And it's like, well, gee, if I was stuck with my credit cards, I'd never be able to save that kind of money.
Right.
And is a bankruptcy going to hurt my credit? Well, if you're thinking about bankruptcy, chances are your credit's on the way to being shot, if not already.
Right.
But if you do file in 2 years, you'd have over $10,000 in the bank. Do you really care what the credit report says?
Yeah, at that point, you're just basically making it rain wherever you go. You don't need a credit card.
Yeah.
That's at that point you figured out how to circumvent the system, so to speak.
Yeah. So what's the downside to having $10,000 in the bank?
So what's not covered under bankruptcy protections? What basically after you made your budget, anything that's not under that budget would then basically be susceptible to it's the creditors at that point, correct? Like everything else goes to them.
Good question. So the reason we do the budget is, do you need a bankruptcy or don't you? And then if you do, your budget determines which chapter 7 or 13.
Okay, gotcha.
So once we do your budget, if you have no leftover money, you're a chapter 7 bankruptcy. Lasts about 90 days, poof, it's over.
Okay.
It is, they don't waste their time.
Sure.
But then if you say, well, I'm a chapter 7, then they say, well, okay, well, what's the state median income for a family of your size? So if it's a single person, what's the state median income for a single person? If it's a couple, what's the state median income for a couple or a family
So
of
not
2, 3,
like
4?
not like minimum income. It's the median.
Median income.
Gotcha.
So if you're at or below median income, there's no problem with being a chapter 7.
Okay.
If you're above the median income, then they think you should be a chapter 13.
Okay.
So a chapter 13 is somebody does their budget and they have leftover money
Extras.
at the end of the month.
Sure.
So for 5 years, the bankruptcy court collects that extra money.
Mm-hmm.
The bankruptcy court pays the unsecured creditors. And in 5 years, that's it. Any remaining balance is wiped out
Okay.
at the end of the 5 years. Now, of course, student loans, can't wipe those out.
Right.
Child
Ever.
support, can't wipe those out.
Even with death, right? Like if someone dies, student loan debt lives on.
Their estate is liable for the student loan, not their heirs. You do
Right.
not inherit debt.
Okay, that's good to know.
Not for 150
So
years.
if I die worthless, that's all. That's so you gotta aim high, aim for just dying worthless. That's how you do it.
They can't go after your kids, no.
Good to know. Rhiannon, you're all set. By the way, happy birthday, Rhiannon. I need to get that out of the way real quick.
Oh, yes, happy birthday.
Yeah, she's 9 years old today.
9 years old,
Uh-huh.
awesome.
She's not listening. She's not in our target demo. I know. She tunes out anytime we start talking about bankruptcies, which is a lot, actually. It's weird in my house. But getting back to topic. So, so student loan debt it doesn't ever go away.
Not unless you become disabled.
Okay.
I
Oh,
don't
really?
think- yeah.
Okay.
For some reason, become medically disabled.
And now intentionally disabled? Like if I were to I don't know, accidentally fall off of a bridge into a highway into oncoming traffic, but I survived, but I'm disabled. Again, hypothetically, all hypothetical.
They might.
And we're not on the record now. We're not on the record. We are on the air, but we're not on the record.
They'll probably give you a mental disability for jumping off.
Fair enough. I'll take what I can get. So, okay. So then chapter 7 versus chapter 13, it's basically 90 days versus
5 years.
Or 5 years. Yeah. So that's there's definitely a difference there.
Big difference. And because it's 5 years, that's why you always do a 5-year budget.
Gotcha.
Because when the car does break during that 5-year period, you'll need the cash to fix it. Because in the 13, you can't use a credit card or can't put anything on, can't buy it at Walmart or Kmart and charge it. You can't charge anything.
Okay.
You have to pay cash. Now, they're about to come up with some new subchapter, I think it's called 5, which is kind of some kind of weird hybrid. And they haven't quite passed it yet. They're thinking about it. And it'll make things a little more simple, I think.
Okay.
But
So it's like a hybrid of 7 and 13?
some kind of weird deal like that.
Why didn't we land with 10? I mean, I figured if we're gonna have a hybrid, you should meet in the middle. This is just all semantics.
Well, I don't know. And I don't know what's the subchapter of either.
Sure.
But it's like they pretend everybody's got the ability to pay back until you show you can't, then okay, you don't have to. It's kind of a weird deal.
It's interesting.
Yeah, I've signed up for a continuing education class to learn more about it.
Very cool. Okay. So now I had a question. It just kind of went out of my head. Okay. So after one is filed for bankruptcy, let's say, you go through your process, you've done your budget. After your 5 years, for example, with 13, everything is essentially wiped out and you start clean. It's
Right.
a clean slate.
Yep.
It's like scorched earth, essentially.
Yeah.
That's
And then the chapter 7 lasts about 90 days, and then poof, that's it. They don't knock on your door in 3 or 4 months to see how you're doing, or to see if you've acquired some new asset. They really don't bother you unless you win the lottery.
Right. Ooh, okay.
If you win the lottery, they're going to come knock on your door.
But at that point, well, you can take care of things, right? I mean, if you win $34 million, you're good to go.
Well, not really.
Okay.
So when you file the bankruptcy, you list everything you own or maybe claim an interest in. Okay, so dad's passed away, I have an interest in his estate, for example.
Sure.
Or, I don't own the car yet because I'm still paying on it. But you list every asset you own. So if you don't list an asset, guess what the penalty is? You don't own it. Yeah,
right.
They own it, not you.
Ha. So at that point, you just stop playing the Powerball.
Well, right. You didn't list winning Powerball ticket on your list of assets. So technically, it's not your winning Powerball ticket. It belongs to the bankruptcy court.
Ooh.
So if you cash the ticket in and you pay everybody back, then you just use the bankruptcy court's money to do that, and that's a federal offense.
Gotcha. So, yeah.
You call Matt.
I need a lawyer.
Yeah, I need a lawyer.
I'm sitting here with a barrel with straps on it. I have no idea what I'm supposed to do.
And so I call the bankruptcy court. We let them cash their ticket. They pay everybody, and then they give you the rest of the money back. They won't keep it.
Okay.
You could have the winning lottery ticket in your pocket right now, Sean, and still file bankruptcy.
Okay.
There's no requirement you be bankrupt to file bankruptcy.
Really? Okay. You just have to go through the process. Now, where does it limit you? Like, obviously you can't charge anything with like a credit card, but you could use, say, for example, a debit card. If you were shopping online for like an Amazon or something like that, you could just use your bank card, essentially.
Right.
That's just digital cash.
Right. That's cash.
Okay.
That's cash.
So there's really, I mean, outside of just not being able to use a credit card, having that mark on your credit, for example, if you're trying to buy a home or if you're, say, for example, getting a new car, even in a lot of cases, those folks will see that and work with you, in a lot of cases.
Yeah, they will. Matter of fact, all of our clients, after the bankruptcy's filed, they get mail from used car dealers in Albuquerque trying to sell them a car.
Oh, I've done enough car commercials to say good that I know it's good credit, bad credit, no credit, no problem. That's how they operate.
Yeah. And then there's people that say, well, I want to buy a house in 5 or 6 years.
Sure.
Is this going to hurt me? And I tell them, well, you got to get rid of the debt anyway because you got too much debt to buy a house.
Right.
But then you go talk to the mortgage broker 3-4 years in advance and you say, okay, in 4 years, I want to buy a house. What are you going to want to see from me? What kind of, debt ratio?
Right.
What kind of down payment? I've got a bankruptcy. Is there some way around that I can show you something else where you still give me a house loan? Do a larger down payment or whatever, smaller house, a smaller loan. So you go talk to that broker, mortgage broker at the, whatever, the local bank, credit union, see what they want to see, and then you work on that.
Okay.
There's ways to work around it.
It turns out there's always workarounds. Find yourself a super rich friend, have them buy a house, cash, and then you just buy it off of them.
There you go.
I'm literally using an example a friend of mine is doing right now. So you just got to find yourself a workaround.
Yeah.
When the going gets tough, the tough get creative.
That's right. You're only limited by your imagination.
There you go. We are running tight on time. Interesting conversation. But if folks want to reach out, want more information about you, the office, if they need your help, if we've sparked an interest in someone saying, okay, I'm ready to go. This is I was thinking about it. I was toying with the idea of a bankruptcy, and this is the thing that helped me pull the trigger. How do they find you? BristolLawOffice.com or 625-5284. Give us a call, set up an appointment. The bankruptcy appointments, the only appointments we have that are actually free, and that's free whether you hire us or not. Okay.
So the consultations usually last about an hour. But as you can see, it has to do with budget, how much do you make, what are your assets. So it requires a lot of paperwork just to come in and talk.
When you're staring at that wall of bankruptcy, it seems insurmountable, it seems terrifying, and everybody's, screaming at you, you've messed up, you've made mistakes. This is that opportunity for you to sit down with somebody who knows what they're doing and can say, it's not the end of the road. It's not the end all be all. In fact, this gives you more options on the table.
It does. And 90% of our clients keep everything they own. The only thing they lose is the unsecured debt.
The scariest thing about bankruptcy is the word bankruptcy.
Yeah.
Just that simple.
That's it.
625-5284, BristolLawOffice.com. I memorized that number strictly because of the way he says it. I've done Matt's commercials for years, and every single time he says it with the exact same tone and tenor. 625-5284, BristolLawOffice.com. Simple. When you're borderline autistic, you tend to remember things in unique ways. So there you go. Well, Matt, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you, Sean. Enjoyed it.
Absolutely appreciate having you here.
Have a good week.
You too. 10 minutes away from 10 o'clock. Let's get you up to date with some of that local news.
Now for your Pecos Valley News Update, I'm Jared Cirillo. We begin today on the crime beat in Artesia, where police are continuing to investigate a murder case. A woman was reportedly found dead at the Legacy Inn and Suites at 2210 West Main Street Thursday morning. At last check, 2 other women were actively being sought for questioning. The victim, according to the state medical investigator, was 40-year-old Ginger Acosta. Employees of the business found the woman unresponsive. Meanwhile, APD said it was still looking for 31-year-old Kyla Salmon and 29-year-old Crystal Montoya. In relation to this case, that pair was not identified as suspects, and police said they have not established a motive for the crime yet. Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham said the state will commit $1.7 million to help repair a collapsed bridge in Roswell and implement more flood mitigation strategies. Lujan Grisham made the announcement Saturday next to the damaged bridge in northeast Roswell. The city has received close to 3 inches of rain so far this year and began experiencing intense flooding after severe torrential rains last year. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
Amazon Prime Day begins tonight at 3 a.m. Eastern and runs for 48 hours. Last year, Amazon Prime members spent $11 billion on 250 million items. Amazon's 2-day profit? Almost $4 billion. This year, the scammers are ready. I'm Kim Commando, brought to you by Simply Safe. Get a free indoor security camera plus 20% off with interactive monitoring at simplysafekim.com. The most successful scams use phony emails. At first glance, they appear to come from Amazon. But if you click on the attachment, it will instantly download spy software to your computer or smartphone. The emails say either they're confirming your order, or you canceled your order, or your credit card was declined. Of course, none of these emails actually say what you ordered because the scammers don't know. Your best defense? Never open the email attachment. Use only the official Amazon.com website to get any of your order details. And we're posting the best Amazon Prime deals right now at my website, Commando.com. Dell's Black Friday in July sale is here. Power productivity with a tech refresh, now with up to 45% off top-rated laptops like the XPS, along with special deals on business desktops with Intel Core processors. Get big savings on the latest servers, storage, monitors, and more with free shipping and special financing with Dell Business Credit. Upgrade today by calling 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL. Dell's Black Friday in July sale is here. Power productivity with a tech refresh, now with up to 45% off top-rated laptops like the XPS, along with special deals on business desktops with Intel Core processors. Get big savings on the latest servers, storage, monitors, and more with free shipping and special financing with Dell Business Credit. Upgrade today by calling 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Men are 6 times more likely to be struck by lightning than women. That's because men are 6 times more likely to wear a tinfoil hat in a thunderstorm. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning, 7 minutes away from 8 o'clock. Let's get you up to date with that weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have dry air over eastern New Mexico, and that means sunshine and heat for us today. Our afternoon high 100 to 105. Well, the overnight hours, few clouds and mid-70s, and then upper 90s and low 100s again on Tuesday, and plenty of sunshine. We'll hit the 100-degree mark again on Wednesday, and sunny, maybe a shower Thursday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 76 degrees around Roswell Way. Humidity at 58%. Winds out of the south at around 3 miles an hour. Today is gonna be a hot one. Sunny and hot, high of around 103 degrees. Winds out of the southwest 5 to 10 miles an hour, becoming east in the morning. By the way, if anybody knows where a guy can get an air conditioner on a vehicle fixed for relatively cheap, please let me know, because this sounds like hell For tonight, partly cloudy, dropping down to 74 for the overnight low. Winds out of the southeast, 5 to 10 miles an hour. For your Tuesday, mostly sunny and hot, and a high around 100. Winds out of the north, 10 to 15 miles an hour, becoming east in the afternoon. For tonight, mostly cloudy, 73 for the overnight low. Winds out of the east, 5 to 15 miles an hour. And for your Wednesday, isolated showers, thunderstorms, afternoon, mostly sunny, and it's going to be hot. 99 for the high. We're getting a slight break because we have a chance of precipitation of 20%. But again, winds out of the north, 5 to 10 miles an hour. For Wednesday night, partly cloudy and dropping down to 74. Thursday, 100 for the high. And once again, mostly sunny. Mostly sunny in triple digits for your Friday, for your Saturday. Sunday, getting us a break. Look at that. It's going to be downright chilly at 98 degrees. Mostly sunny. And, well, it's going to be hot. So plan accordingly. 5 minutes away from 8 o'clock. Let's get you up to date with that Wall Street Business Report.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. Concerns about inflation and personal finances have grown, while COVID-19 seems to be taking a back seat as far as most Americans are concerned. 40% of U.S. adults specifically name inflation in an open-ended question as one of up to 5 priorities for the government to work on in the next year, according to a June poll from the Associated Press Nork Center Public Affairs Research. Ford is expanding a recall of SUVs and telling owners to park them outside after a series of engine fires that can happen even when the ignition switches are off. The company also announced Friday that it's recalling another 100,000 SUVs in the U.S. for a different problem that also causes engine fires. In May, Ford recalled about 39,000 Ford Expedition and Lincoln Navigator large SUVs in the United States and told owners to park them outdoors and away from buildings. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
How do you make the most of your land? Shaw does it behind the wheel of a John Deere 1025R compact tractor, as he does everything to make
my yard look as beautiful as I possibly can.
But the Hubbards use their 1025R because
we really are trying to create this homestead.
There are millions of ways to make the most of your land. How will you make the most of yours? Nothing runs like a Deere.
Stop by Pecos Valley Equipment in Artesia and Roswell, or visit us online at pecosvalleyequipment.com.
At Anderson Bethany Funeral Home and Crematorium, we honor and pay tribute to the achievements of your loved one by celebrating the life you shared together. Anderson Bethany Funeral Home and Crematorium is compassionate and cares about our local community and the families we serve here in southeastern New Mexico. Locally owned and operated, we will be here to help you decide how to celebrate the bond you've shared and pay tribute to the unique individual you've lost. Visit us at 2609 South Main in Roswell or call 622-5888.
Well, the biting bugs and the ferocious flyers are out in force, and if you don't take care of them now, you'll be swatting and scratching all summer. Makes me itchy just thinking about it. Hi, this is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. Whether it's keeping the fleas and ticks off your animals or keeping the flies and mosquitoes away from your barbecue, you gotta use the right stuff, and you gotta do it at the right time. So come see us now at Roswell Seed Company, and don't let the bugs tick you off. Get it? Tick.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. You burn more calories sleeping than you do watching television. For the ultimate workout, fall asleep in front of the TV. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. 2 minutes away from 8 o'clock on this morning without Mike Winters. Stay tuned. Next hour, we're going to be replaying a couple interviews that Mike had last week. Replay an interview next hour with Andrea Moore from the Roswell Chamber of Commerce. Talking about all the goings on around Roswell, a little post-mortem, post-UFO festival, and see what the back half of the summertime season has to offer you. Then in the 9 o'clock hour, going to be replaying the interview that Mike had with Mr. Robert Sherman from the Walker Aviation Museum. They had a great chit-chat, just chock full of all sorts of history here in our neck of the woods. If you don't know about the history of the Walker Aviation Museum, it really is a fascinating journey. Hey, real quick, wanted to let you know that the ENMU Roswell pool is open for the summer 2022 season. And it's open 7 days a week from 10 to 11 every day for lap swimming. Then from 11 to 5 for open swim, just $5 for the whole day. And once you pay, you can stay all day. With full concession stand, lots of covered seating, and a whole lot more, summer passes are available. And ENMUR students, you get in half off. Plus, you can book the pool for your next party or get-together and run the pool from 6 to 10 p.m. If you want more info or reservations, call 624-7305. That's 575-624-7305. Get your splash on at the ENMU Roswell swimming pool. All right, coming up, got your Town Hall Business News on the other side of these on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
On air and online, this is Roswell's home for talk radio, KEND Roswell.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. President Biden preparing to make his first presidential visit to Israel and, more controversially, to Saudi Arabia. Defending his pending visit to the kingdom, the president writes in the Washington Post, "As president, it is my job to keep our country strong and secure." Critics suggest the Saudis' less than stellar human rights record should put the kingdom off limits. The president has said he doesn't put much stock in the polls, and given the numbers, for him, that's probably a good strategy.
As of July 8th, the Rasmussen Daily Presidential Tracking Poll has President Biden now at only a 37% total approval. That's a point lower than former President Trump's bottom mark in August of 2017 when the Mueller Russia investigation was in the headlines. In a second angle, the same poll calculates the difference between strongly approve and strongly disapprove. President Biden's index stands at minus 32 in his second year. President Trump's lowest was minus 26 in that same August of his first year. George Williams reporting.
A bit less pain at the pump this week.
Gasoline prices continued to decline in the past 2 weeks, this time a whopping 19 cents per gallon. Combined with the prior drop, this is a drop of 24 cents per gallon in the past month, and the new price is $4.86 for regular grade.
Fuel price analyst Trilby Lundberg, who says the average price of diesel is down 13 cents since June 24th. It's now $5.76 a gallon. Japanese Prime Minister Kishida urging party unity to achieve the assassinated former leader Shinzo Abe's unfinished goals of strengthening the Japanese military and revising the country's pacifist constitution. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 146 points, the Nasdaq 263 points lower. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Charlie Dombeck here from Key City Capital. As a practicing CPA for nearly 30 years, I have found that 80% of your ability to grow your wealth is dependent upon two factors: taxes and investment performance. At Key City Capital, we improve investment performance by diversifying capital into off-market investment opportunities in passive rental real estate and alternatives like asset-backed lending. We recover dollars that clients unnecessarily pay in the form of income taxes, creating a lifetime annuity of savings. We are a sponsor of passive, affordable single and multifamily residential rental investments, which are located in Sunbelt landlord-friendly states. These investments are the top choices in a rising interest rate and inflationary environment. They represent a store of value, protecting your capital from market volatility. Learn how we at Key City Capital can help you ultimately grow your wealth rapidly. Connect with me at keycitycapital.com or give me a call at 817-912-1569.
Dozens of Ukrainian emergency workers struggling to pull people out of the rubble after a Russian rocket attack on several apartment buildings in eastern Ukraine, killing at least 15 people. More than 20 others believed still trapped after the attack. It was just the latest deadly Russian attack to hit civilian targets. 21 people were killed earlier this month when an apartment building and recreation area came under rocket fire in the southern Odessa region. Another 19 died when a Russian missile hit a shopping mall in June. Sri Lanka is in political vacuum for a second day, with opposition leaders yet to agree on who should replace its roundly rejected leaders, whose homes have been occupied by protesters who are angry over the country's deepening economic crisis. Opposition leaders are in discussion to form an all-party government. News and analysis at townhall.com. President Biden welcomes a neighbor to the White House tomorrow. It's a visit by Mexican President López Obrador.
The trip comes a month after López Obrador snubbed the president's invitation to the Summit of the Americas in Los Angeles. During the Trump administration, the U.S.-Mexico relationship was a straightforward trade-off, with Mexico tamping down on migration and the U.S. not pressing on other issues. But under Mr. Biden, it's become a wide range of disagreements over trade, foreign policy, energy, and climate change. Ron DeRockstra reporting.
The quickly evolving coronavirus has spawned another super contagious Omicron mutant that's worrying researchers as it gains ground in India and pops up in other countries, including the U.S. Scientists say the variant may be able to spread rapidly and get around immunity from vaccines and previous infection. Once again on Wall Street this hour, stocks deep in the red, the Dow down 135 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. 6 minutes after 8 o'clock, and welcome to hour number 2.
The Deuce.
Of A Morning Without Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Monday. Welcome to, yes, another morning without Mike Winters. Mike, off enjoying lots of fried bologna treats in the cool pines.
Where did he get that?
That was at the inn.
Really?
I'm not sure which, because there's a food court now at the end of the Mountain Gods. But from what he posted, his location was at the inn. So I don't know if that was a different restaurant or what, but I think we're going to have to get a report on that once he gets back.
Well, I can tell you what's in there. I've been there.
Inside the inn? Oh, have you? Okay, so I know Wahlburgers is there.
They have a coffee house.
Okay.
They have a taco place.
Right.
I forgot. I think it's like War Shield or something.
Okay.
It's kind of cool.
I heard there was a Sbarro.
Sorry if I messed that up. Yes, this is Sbarro.
Okay.
Wahlburgers.
Right.
And then there's like a bar right next to it too.
So you've been in there while everything was open.
Yeah.
What, based on just kind of walking through, demographically, what's the crowd like? Like, is there a significantly longer line at the Wahlburgers than there is at the Sbarro?
Well, I went 4th of July.
Oh, okay.
So I don't actually know what the normal lines would look like.
Right. So yeah, you did what I did in going to Vegas in the height of tourism season. You went to the inn at the height of.
I waited 40 minutes for Wahlburgers.
Wow. But okay.
I was fine. Okay.
So what did you get?
I got a double.
Okay, now comparably speaking, because you know we're both men who enjoy a good burger every now and again. Comparably speaking, was it knock your socks off? Were you calling people to tell them it was the best burger you ever had in your life?
It's premium.
It's premium. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
I'd consider it just a tad above fast food.
So like high quality ingredients, sure, but is there something like extra? Like, did you get like do they call their mayo aioli instead of mayo?
No.
Okay.
Because they had like a bacon burger and like an actual veggie burger too, which surprised me. But
okay.
The thing that was weird is it does not come with fries. You have to order the fries separately.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. All right. That's
And guess who forgot to order the fries? Because I'm not used to that.
And who has 2 thumbs? This guy.
But it was fine because we got shakes.
Nice.
They have shakes.
Like now you got,
and the shakes were great.
You got milkshakes, or you ate the
Milkshakes.
burger and then got the shakes, because that's a very distinct distinction. You need to make sure you separate those two. Well, cool. Okay, so it was a decent burger. I just can't help but feel bad being like, the Sbarro, like across from the Wahlburgers. You're like sitting there just lonely, just wiping your counter.
Everybody was there. Oh, there's a teriyaki Sam's.
Okay,
I think is that what it's called?
I'm thinking teriyaki chicken bowl. That's the one.
No, but it's like it's Yeah.
It's in the same vein?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I love a good teriyaki chicken. I'm not one to kick that out of bed anytime. Okay, but there's some options.
It's pretty good variety. But I mean, they're trying to replace the buffet, which had a variety of options as well.
It really did. Man, I'm going to miss that buffet. That's the one thing we really didn't do much in Vegas, which I was kind of sad about. Like, we didn't go to any buffets.
Not one?
Not one. Dude, they're all so expensive. Like the one we were looking at, which was the Bacchanal buffet, which is like the best one in Vegas, but it's like $89 a person for a meal. I'm like, yeah, now granted, I'm sure it's the best of everything, but still, I had Golden Corral budget. But here's the thing. We are going back. We're planning a return trip in late February because, and this is infuriating to me, we drove to Vegas. Okay, it's like 13 hours there, 13 hours back. Like, we almost died several times. Not to mention all the driving, freeway driving, and off freeway driving we did in Vegas. Nearly died at least a dozen times. We were exhausted by the end of the thing, and it cost us. I haven't worked out the budget, but it was over $300 just in fuel to get there, drive around while we were there.
Well, everything got more
back.
expensive as you moved that direction.
Oh boy, did it! Once we crossed over Nevada, we did not find gas less than $5.15 a gallon.
Yep.
That was the lowest we found it after Arizona. But anyways, I found out recently that apparently you can take a train from Albuquerque to Las Vegas for $15.
But how long does it take to get there?
Like 4.5 hours. Yeah. It's a bullet train. It's like straight, you're going as the crow flies because you're going.
You're joking.
I'm not joking. I was infuriated when I found out, but at the same time, I'm overjoyed because.
No, that sounds like a fun trip.
Yeah, it really does.
If it's only 4 hours and they don't stop every few seconds, it doesn't take you a week to get there.
So we didn't go at the prime time to go because we went at the end of a week into a weekend. So we got to enjoy a couple of the savings you get on the weekdays for like a Thursday. But after that, it was weekend pricing. Everything is jacked up a couple 100% for the weekend in Vegas. So I blame AJR. The band that we went to go see, I blame them for our trip costing so much money because they decided to have their concert on a Friday night, which kind of forced our hand and made us, forced us to be there on a weekend.
Well, you don't think they get their cut of that?
Oh, I'm sure they do. So
that's exactly what they do.
So what we're going to do this next time is we're planning to go over the course of a week. Like, we're going to go from like Monday to like Thursday and leave out Friday.
I kind of want to just take that train to take it, though. That sounds fun.
I'm
3-hour drive, take the train.
Yeah, 3-hour drive up, 4.5 hours to Vegas, and then just, you're there. And $15, I was amazed. So you're planning on traveling, and you don't want to fly the friendly skies.
More trains.
Jump on board that train because that's going to get you there. But yeah, that was definitely an enlightening moment when I found that out. Especially, and now it's almost like an insult because gas is on the way back down, like after the whole trip, after we used all of it.
Well, it's not going to get better for a little bit.
It's still really high, but I don't know if you saw it over the weekend, but I did. $3 gas has returned. Not $3 gas, but at least 2 stations here in Roswell. And I actually pulled it up on Gas Buddy just to check.
Here.
Yeah, here in Roswell.
It's a good gauge.
$3.89 a gallon.
Ooh, boy.
I'm sorry, $3.92 a gallon at the one that you don't need a card for.
Remember when it was like almost under 2, I think? Wasn't it under 2?
It was. Dude, I have pictures from when I was in high school. I know that's still 20 years ago, but still. When I was in high school, the gas was 95 cents a gallon. Yeah. Yeah, and we were complaining. We were complaining because it was about to crack the threshold of $1.
Because back then, money was different.
Yeah, it really was.
Things have changed.
It was all paper. Now it's just a number on a screen somewhere.
I was thinking earlier when you were talking about the buffets, it's like instead of paying them $89, they want you to burn the money before you walk in.
Yeah.
Just that way we can fight inflation.
Just have a station where you can just like slide bills in and watch them go up in flames. That would probably be a better way to spend your money. Honestly.
Shreds it and then burns it.
And then you burns the shreds. But we're definitely going to hit a buffet the next time that we go. My goal with the last time, and I think I'm going to try this time, is to hit both the most expensive buffet, so that would be the Bacchanal, and then find just the trashiest, I'll have some of the Yella buffet that I can find. Like way, way, way off strip, That might be a chicken foot, but it might also be a family of cockroaches shaped like a chicken foot. You don't know. Like, that's just to get the full depth and breadth of the Vegas experience, you know? I feel like I need that. I've had my fair share of less than stellar buffets. I mean, I'm a big fella, so obviously, but I want to see the best and I want to see the worst that Vegas has to offer. I think that's really the way to go with it. So, yeah. But now we have a roadmap. We got a plan in place. Let me give you the rundown for this hour of the show. Coming up here in just a few minutes, going to be chit-chatting. Actually, I'm going to be replaying the interview that Mike had last week with Miss Andrea Moore from the Roswell Chamber of Commerce, chatting all about the back half of summer 2022 and what's going to be happening around our neck of the woods. We'll get to that coming up here in just a few minutes, plus your hourly features, and whatever else comes our way. I got to tell you, I did manage to, amongst my other excursions this weekend, finish The Boys. So I'm caught up completely on The Boys up to the end of season 3 now. And I'm almost done with season 4 of Stranger Things. I know I still have a whole freaking season to go. Stranger Things is one of those shows I have to digest one episode at a time, 2 max, because there's just so much to digest. Like The Boys, that's just, I can turn my brain off and be entertained by mindless gore.
Good family fun.
Oh, super family fun. Yeah. Watching like the back of a guy's head get blown completely out and just brain matter splatter. That's a really cool thing I love with cinema now is
that
when
rhymed.
like, it did. When you see brain matter and splatter, when you see like somebody get shot in the head like a movie and then you see the blood on the camera lens.
Yes.
Like that really takes it up a notch. I love that.
Well, don't they like put like a...
Yeah, it's like a screen or whatever.
They
Or
put a board
in a lot
in
of
front
cases,
of
that's done in post or whatever. But
Yeah.
but when you just see like bits of viscera just like dripping down, that's kind of cool. I know it's super graphic for a family-friendly show, but yeah, stuff like that. But with The Boys, I can just kind of turn my brain off and be entertained. With Stranger Things, there's so much to process because not only are they telling you the story, but there's also the kind of the real world aspects of things that you're trying to digest, like the fact that it all went down in the 80s in the height of Cold War hysteria. And also with this last season, the whole D&D and satanic panic of the 80s.
Ooh.
Because I lived through that. I was raised Southern Baptist, and right around the time that my dad sort of like came to the faith and our family kind of started going to church, it was right at the height of the late 80s satanic panic. You're too young to remember this, but back in the 80s, D&D, Dungeons and Dragons, and like the stuff like that was heavily demonized. It was made out to be just this like people who played D&D were in satanic cults, and satanic cults themselves sort of like had like a spotlight. Like people thought that, and I guess maybe this does happen, sort of, but people were under the assumption that there were just random packs of satanic cults that would just spring up in like deserts or forests or, and would just like have seances or ceremonies. There was a rumor in this town up to like the early 2000s that the Sunset Pits, I'm pointing in a general direction, but the Sunset Pits was the home of a satanic cult.
Are we talking about Mescalero Sands?
No, we're talking about like
different place.
I don't know if it's called Mescalero Sands. I mean, where the baseball field is out on Sunset.
Oh no,
because it's always called the Sunset Pits. Right behind where the Lions Hondo baseball field is, there's a giant arroyo back there. People go out and ride their dirt bikes out there. We used to go out and like when I was younger and had good knees, we would just go out and explore and like walk around and see what we could find. One time we found a refrigerator just kind of out there. I'm sure it was somebody just drove out and dumped out their trash. But in our heads, probably a mile from any electrical source possible, in our heads, they were using this refrigerator to keep body parts.
It's functional.
How? Were they running 1,000 feet of extension cords?
No, they bring a generator.
Well, I guess they could have. But then if you're going to go to the trouble to bring out a generator and leave the refrigerator, I don't know, just in my adult mind.
They're going to come back.
They need the fridge. But in my adult mind, looking back, it's silly. But as a kid, we built all these, these theories about what was going on out there. And yeah, we weren't the only ones. A lot of people thought, well, there's like, a group or some kind of satanic organization that's, doing stuff out there. But it was all just, mostly just in our heads. We just needed something to be entertained by, I guess. I don't know.
It's like everybody can breathe a sigh of relief now.
Sure.
Sean is not onto you.
That's right. And now I can finally play D&D and feel like a good Christian boy again, you know? That's what we need. We need to find a way to put a Christian spin on D&D. Really take the stigma off it, you know? Maybe like deacons and
That's Catholic D&D.
Yeah, well, no, deacons, they have deacons in the Baptist church.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, at least they did when I was growing up, yeah. So deacons and, I have to think about it. My brain's kind of not working right now, but that's fine. 19 minutes now, 20 minutes after 8 o'clock. Ooh, I haven't even done this. Let's get you up to date with the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have dry air over eastern New Mexico, and that means sunshine and heat for us today. Our afternoon high 100 to 105. Well, the overnight hours, a few clouds and mid-70s, and then upper 90s and low 100s again on Tuesday, and plenty of sunshine. We'll hit the 100-degree mark again on Wednesday, and sunny, maybe a shower Thursday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
The E&MU Roswell Pool is open for summer 2022, and it's open 7 days a week from 10 to 11 every day for lap swimming and from 11 to 5 for open swim. Just $5 for the whole day. Once you pay, you can stay all day. With full concession stand, lots of covered seating, and more. Swim passes are available, and E&MUR students get it half off. Book the pool for your next party or get-together and run the pool from 6 to 10 p.m. For information and reservations, call 575-624-7305. That's 575-624-7305.
Are you tired of the endless spiral of medications that mostly are there to treat the side effects of other medications you take? Many medical providers are quick to prescribe medication without looking for healthier treatment options. At Roswell Medical Clinic, we practice functional medicine, which looks for ways to treat your illness with healthier lifestyle changes and fewer pills. At Roswell Medical Clinic, our providers will take the time to explore treatment options that include lifestyle changes and don't necessarily rely on more prescriptions. Call Roswell Medical Clinic today to schedule your appointment at 575-623-3311 or stop by our clinic at 111 West Hobbs in Roswell. Roswell Medical Clinic. Don't wait for an illness to start valuing your wellness.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. A group of 12 or more cows is called a flink. If you have only 11 cows, that's called a lot of cow pies. Here's Mike Winters.
Mike, and joining us in studio this morning from the Roswell Chamber of Commerce, Andrew Moore back with us. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
Pretty good.
Good. How was UFO Festival and everything for the Chamber?
It was great. It was went out and walked around a little bit.
Yeah.
Saw everything that was going on. My kids spent, honestly, a lot more time up and in all of it because one of my daughter's friends lives literally 2 blocks.
Okay.
So they spent the night over there and walked through and checked everything out.
Okay. Good
and
deal.
she said that it was definitely hands down better than it had been, you know, the previous year when it was rained out.
Good deal.
So,
I know we had a lot of people in town. And
yeah.
I didn't know if any of our chamber members reached out, talked about any of their business or gave any kind of, I'm sure they all were pretty busy
out and
this
about.
weekend.
I saw
doing
many
some business,
of our
so.
locals out and about, which is also something that is different that I saw from the last 25 years that I've lived here is typically you hear UFO Festival and the locals scatter. And this year I saw a ton of locals, and so that was really nice.
Yeah, you know, I'll take credit for the fact that gas is $5.50 a gallon, and, airplanes you can book all the flights you want, but there's a 50-50 chance they're going to cancel it. So I'm thinking, let's hang out in Roswell this weekend.
Yep. It was really cool. Yeah. And then you guys brought in.
Clyde Lewis was in town.
Lewis,
yeah, we had a great time with him. Yeah, everything I heard, like all the events that you could buy tickets for were sold out.
Yep.
Which tells me that I'm sure all of our downtown merchants, obviously all of our hotels were sold out. So I'm thinking all of our restaurants and our Main Street downtown merchants and folks like that. And I think all saw a big uptick in business this weekend.
Absolutely.
So.
My daughter works at Cattle Baron, and she said that it was nonstop Friday and Saturday.
Good. That's the kind of stuff we need here.
Absolutely.
So I'm sure we'll get the final numbers here in a couple weeks or a month or so, but hopefully it's a nice little shot in the arm for this economy here, and
absolutely.
Hopefully that'll be some good grocery.
I'm sure it is because it was definitely busy. I made it a point to not drive through the middle of all of that. I made sure to go around, but even some of those side streets, you could tell there was an uptick in parking, in people driving. So it was a good sign.
Absolutely.
Good job, City of Roswell.
Yeah, I think all the entities involved did a great job for the Galacticon and Main Street and the city.
Main Street, Roswell,
the UFO
City.
International UFO Museum and Research Center. They all did amazing.
They came
job,
together, and it was a fantastic event. So good job, everybody. I'm very proud of you.
Absolutely. But that doesn't mean there's still a bunch going on with through the chamber. Of course,
absolutely.
Summer is a bit quieter as far as meetings and things go, but like business after hours and get-togethers and stuff
events
like that. There's plenty of that going on.
In fact, we are hosting the Roswell Invaders Night.
Yes.
July 14th. So you can get your discounted tickets at the chamber. They're $8 a piece.
Go out there and go to the games.
It is so much fun.
It's very inexpensive. You can get your tickets at the gate, or you can get them in advance at the website. You go there and get your Invaders gear. You can get the jerseys and hats. And like Friday, I was sporting my Invaders, my blue. I love that. That's my official UFO festival. I love the blue. Not a fan of the green one, but I love the blue one with the green.
The blue is really nice.
With the green trim, I guess you could say. Love that one, but the green one, not.
Well,
but I get it. A lot of people love it.
Discounted rate on the tickets if you come to the chamber for chamber night, $8. And we may have some goodies.
Good deal.
Over there. Last year, we gave away alcoholic beverages.
Good deal.
Care of LNF Distributors. They are a great member of ours at the chamber. So
they support a lot of being a member, but they also support a lot of our events.
Absolutely.
and things involved.
They're great.
Too. So yeah.
And then, of course, we are currently taking applications for Leadership Roswell.
The deadline is the end of this month. So
July 29th at 5 p.m.
Yeah.
And we were pretty hardcore on turning off the applications online as well as locking the doors. If you don't have your application in, you're going to have to wait a whole nother year.
Yeah, get those applications now. It's a short answer application. It's not.
Yes.
It's so these are questions that they put on there are designed for you to learn a little bit about you. So there's questions on there like, what do you think Roswell's greatest asset is? What do you think Roswell's greatest problem is? And they want more answers.
And how can you solve those problems? Exactly.
Yeah, but they don't want you to just say Roswell's greatest problem is crime and then move on to the next thing. That's not helpful. We want to know, okay, is it crime? Well, why? What is it that, what do you see as, be particular about it? Why is it crime? What are facets about it? That's what, and so it's not so much what you write. We want to see your thought process and see what you think about this community and things like that, because the whole point of Leadership Roswell is A, to learn leadership skills, but B, is to also familiarize the class with all facets of how Roswell runs in Chaves County, from the government side to business side to emergency services.
Well,
and
we're
all
growing
that stuff.
leaders for our community. And we had a bunch of teachers last year.
Mhm.
That was the largest class I had seen with teachers.
Okay.
So that was really cool that RISD was really allowing and supporting the teachers to take that one Friday off a month.
Yeah, it can be a little trickier for them too,
Yes.
especially in the world where they're short staffed and then they have to get a sub, but if there's not enough subs because it's COVID and all that world, so it's really it was really great to see that happen, because that probably was a bigger Herculean task than most people realize.
Yep. And we only get there's only 30 seats in the class. So if we get 40 or 50 applications,
Which we usually do.
We
always get
there
more
are
than
no's.
30.
However, if you have turned in an application and were told no, whether it was last year or in the last few years, you do get weighted more. There is more consideration on somebody that has put in their application more than once, because that shows that you really are interested and dedicated.
Absolutely.
So don't be discouraged if you had been turned down at some other point. Turn in your application. It's always a great class.
Absolutely. Yeah. So like you said, if you tried last year before, you probably got a better chance this time of getting in. So, but please do apply, because it is a great program. It really is a great chance for you to learn about this community. It's been going on for 30 plus years. It's to be honest, the Leadership Roswell program has kind of set a pattern for other similar programs around the state.
We're the longest running leadership program in the state.
Yeah, and those other programs that do great stuff, a lot of them have patterned what they do off of what Leadership Roswell does.
Correct.
So that, flattery is the best form of compliment, or whatever they say there, or what is it? Imitation is the best form of flattery. There, thank you.
Thanks, Mom.
Yeah. Then there you go. There's your answer right there. So it is really great.
And then we also have cap sorting this Saturday, starting at 9 a.m.
That's bottle caps, not ball caps, or
correct. The plastic bottle caps. Yeah. So we
or
can do
jars
those benches around town. We work with Main Street Roswell. This is their program, but we definitely partner with them. So
isn't like I can't remember the number, but it's like 100 pounds of those caps make one bench or something like that.
Yeah, it's like 100 or 200 pounds.
Yeah.
And then if you want a bench, it's $300 is all the cost is. And then we go and sort, because I've been a part of just about all of the sorting Saturdays in the last 6-8 months that they've had.
Is that through Main Street, or is that through one of the churches? Or
it's through Main Street Roswell.
Okay.
But everybody is welcome. So if you've got some kind of community service that you need to fulfill, I know, for example, that the Assist Teens have gone and helped out because they are all about volunteerism as well as other groups around town. And you don't have to be a youth. You can be an adult.
Yeah.
And it actually goes really quick.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. The people there are fantastic to hang out with. And if you can only be there for an hour, come for an hour.
I imagine for certain people, there's a cathartic thing going on there. You know what I mean? Like some people, like they get in the zone when they're sorting or doing like ironing, or you know what I mean? Certain people have.
Absolutely.
I think for some people, sorting bottle caps by color might be like that little cathartic little, mental.
Well, it's not by color, it's by...
Or whatever size or whatever it is.
It's cleanliness and type, because there's certain kinds of plastics that cannot be recycled.
Gotcha, okay.
And so that's what we're doing, is going through, getting rid of the metal, getting rid of, if something's really nasty. At one time, Main Street Roswell would take the really, really gross ones and like go home and wash them. And I don't think that they do that quite as much. If they're really grody, they go.
The juice ain't worth the squeeze on that one.
Correct.
Basically.
But there are some that are, if they're just kind of dirty, we'll go and kind of wash them out and then bring them back. But it's really cool to see the sorting process and watch these big bags get full of these bottle caps. So from starting at 9, probably go to about noon.
Okay.
The sorting actually takes place at Hawks Automotive, which is at 12 South Lincoln.
Lincoln, which is over right by 3rd Street and all that there,
and it's very easy to get to, and it is. I'm telling you, it's a lot of fun.
Last time I went by there, he had some crazy hot rod thing out there, so I don't know if that's still there or not. But
I'll have to go past that.
That was a while ago. That was a while ago. But that was like my landmark. I was like, yeah. But it's right over there.
And then, of course, if you have bottle caps, we at the chamber are a drop spot. So if you've got your bottle caps, bring them over to the chamber, and I'll throw them in the back of my Armada and shuffle them over there so they can be sorted for Saturday.
Yeah, because it's really a great program, like you said. These the benches that they come out, you've seen them, some of them in downtown right now.
Absolutely.
They're benches that are made from these recycled bottle caps. But the cool part is they're cheaper to make than typical benches, our park benches. They're more durable than the other benches, and they're more resistant to graffiti and things like that. So when they try to tag these and all that, it's just a simple sand real quick, and it's back to normal.
Absolutely.
It's very simple maintenance for an item that tends to get, the public doing things to it.
We are partnering with the 2 families of the 2 young gentlemen that were killed over at Cahoon Park to donate some park benches over there.
Yeah, a lot of people have been doing like naming in the honor of a loved one or something. That's kind of how they've been dedicated.
The families had reached out to us because our staff knows some of the family members of those 2 young men. And so we said, you know what, we can absolutely help out. And I know that the city of Roswell is putting together kind of a nice little memorial type spot
stuff. Good
over at Cahoon Park, and we thought, you know what, this is perfect.
Sure.
talk about a perfect thing.
Yeah.
It's just a couple $100 per bench.
Yeah.
And
maybe it gives a little bit of comfort to the families.
And then you can sit and reflect and do what you need. And these young men will not be forgotten.
Yeah, that's a great idea. But that's the beauty of these. So if you were into this, start collecting the bottle caps and things like that. Come out Saturday, maybe and help sort, but then you can learn about the types that are worth saving and the ones that you can't save.
Absolutely.
Because there is most of your soda bottle caps and all that are good to go.
All of your water bottle caps for from your Dasani bottles
the screw-off
and stuff.
Caps, yeah.
But you can do your milk tops.
Mm-hmm.
You can do your plastic caps from your laundry detergent.
Yeah.
There are so many other caps.
I think the plastic mayonnaise jars and stuff. The
pretty
lids
much
from those.
anything that's a plastic top.
Yeah.
As long as it doesn't have the metal in there.
No glass jars or the metal lids that come with glass jars typically. But the plastic ones, those are all game on. The butter tubs, like your country clock butter tubs.
Your medicine tops as well. So if you have medication.
Yeah, all of
that's
part
You go dispose of the medication with the police department
Right.
when they do that day.
Save
and
the bottle top.
But then save the top and bring it to us. And if you're a business or an organization around town, we also have the order forms, so that way you can order a bench and have it put in front of your location or somewhere around town, because we've got all kinds of parks, all kinds of places around town that it would be really nice to have a bench.
It's a good place to park a butt. There's a good place for a bench.
Absolutely. And like I said, they're very inexpensive, and come and sort some bottle cap. It really is fun. The first time I went to go sort bottle caps, I'll be honest, I was rolling my eyes. I can't believe. And it was so much fun. It ended up being so much fun.
Good deal. Well, come out and again this Saturday. What time?
This Saturday, starting at 9 a.m.
At Hawks.
At Hawks Automotive. You can call us at the chamber, and we'll give you more information if I talked too fast here.
Well, we live in a world that you can easily go into your Google machines and type in Hawks.
And if you can't be there the whole time, pop in for an hour, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
It's
30
amazing.
minutes or 3 hours, whatever you got, we'd love to have you.
We would love to have you. And then a new thing that we're doing at the chamber is, we've got so many regulations and rules that are starting to come out. For example, the paid sick leave started on Friday, and it is required for every business. If you have an employee, you are required to do this paid sick leave in the state of New Mexico.
Okay.
So I know I had questions. So I had reached out to a bunch of my friends that I know around the state that are HR people. So we are partnering with Leprino, and we are going to start a human resources group through SHRM.
Oh, cool.
SHRM is this organization that knows everything that there is to know about human resources. So starting on the 29th will be our first meeting. We're going to do a luncheon at the chamber, and we are trying to get anybody that wants to know more about human resources. And it doesn't matter if you're a huge business that has your own dedicated HR department, or if you're the mom and pop shop that it's you and 2 employees. Come and check this out and sign up and be a part of it. You're going to learn things that you're going to need to know.
Okay.
Because I know I thought there was I was like, oh, I'll just come into the chamber and we'll have a good time. We'll fix some stuff.
Right.
And we'll have some parties and do good things. No, there is the business part of your business that you need to know and be able to follow
and
these
let's
rules.
face it, like you said, there's been new additions, changes, and things. And let's face it, these are type of semantics that really make or break businesses.
Absolutely.
Sometimes. And because generally speaking, especially your small businesses, that the owner's passionate about the product and maybe not so much about the minutia of running a business. And unfortunately, when it comes to human resources, if you're not doing those right,
Absolutely.
that can really bite you in the tail.
And it's not just knowing the rules and regulations. It's making sure that your employee handbook is written appropriately, that it's up to date, that you have the appropriate paperwork for your employees when you're hiring, and whether it be terminating or your employee has quit, what you have hanging in the break room. It's those types of things.
And when a disciplinary issue happens, and let's face it, anytime it's a matter of time. Somebody's going to, you know what I mean? Something happens. The difference between success and failure is, do you do the protocols right? If you fire someone, did you do everything that you're supposed to do to follow that track record? I know in the days of old, you're fired and that's the end of it. And in many cases nowadays, you better have some reasonings behind that and things. And if not, if it's not documented, then you're probably going to get sued or have to deal with unemployment or various other issues.
Document everything, even if it's not a formal reprimand. Anytime you speak with an employee, you should be making notes.
Yeah.
What good, bad, or otherwise.
And
you should be, hey, on this date, I sat down and talked to Joe, and Joe said this, and we discussed this, and move on.
And it's even harder to be on top of that in a small business because, let's face it, the more time you spend with someone, you tend to get friendly, and the relationship, though is a boss-employee, also has elements of friend-peer type. And I'm not saying that's bad, but if you don't know how to handle that like an adult, it can bite you in the tail, and that's where the HR can protect you from those things.
So when that's on the 29th here at the Chamber. Like I said, we're trying to get this group started because I know if I have questions, I can't be the only one that has questions when updating my employee handbook and all of these other things. And so Jeannie Lopez Boberas, who's the HR specialist over at Leprino, her and I started talking, and she said, you know what? We need this group because then we can all help each other. Sure. And then, if you have a great employee handbook, for example, then maybe I can get a copy of it and then just tweak it for my specific business.
No use reinventing the wheel here. If it's a good thing, we'll just tweak it to, like you said, to customize it to meet your needs. But yeah, you don't need to reinvent the wheel. The handbook's the handbook. And let's face it, no matter what your business is, there is a common decency that you treat people and interact with. I don't care whether it's an oil field job or a job at a Quickie Mart or something. It's that there's the same level of respect.
That's right. And it doesn't matter if you have one employee or 101 employees. This is all good information. So please come the 29th. There is a website where we're going to need to sign up just because we're going through the program SHRM and they want to see how many people are going to show up, because if we only have 3 people show up, they're not going to send their specialists from out of town to come help us. Right.
It's kind of like, the military. It's like a fire trucks, they send everybody, but in essence, if it's a cat in the tree, they don't need to send, the entire. That's what happens anyway, because that's emergency. But in theory, you don't have to.
Exactly. So
one guy
call
with
us
a ladder
at the chamber because I don't have the website in front of me because my email is not coming up at the moment. It was popped up when I walked in here, and it has disappeared.
Technology never works when you need it.
No.
It's only when you don't.
But if you call us at the chamber, 575-623-5695, we will take all of your information and we'll get you logged in ourselves. So we've got that on the 29th. We've got cap sorting on the 9th. And then, of course, we've got Roswell Invader Night on the 14th. And, of course, come by the chamber, call us. With all of this fantastic weather we've had, our phones have been kind of on and off. So if you call us and we don't answer right away, it's not because we're ignoring you. I promise. As soon as the phones come back up, leave a message. If you get the voicemail, leave a message.
Technology's being honored at the office right now.
We've got a bunch of children that are home for summer vacation that would love to answer the phone and take those messages.
Put them to work.
Absolutely.
Slave wages. Yes.
Oh, absolutely. My kids were rolling their eyes when I told them how much I was going to pay them.
Yeah, you're getting paid in experience,
and
kids.
They were like, what? And I was like, you're 12? So this is what you're getting paid.
That's right. This is called parental education time.
That's right.
And we're going to teach you, Mommy going to teach you life, how it works. So.
Well, they've gotten a lot of life lessons since I took over. And that was during COVID because they were scrubbing toilets and washing windows and mopping. And I was like, okay, today we're going to the chamber.
Nice.
We're going to do our school till noon. And once we're done with homeschooling, guess what? It's home economics for the rest of the day.
That's the one facet my wife and I missed out. We don't have any kids, so we don't get to the stage where you get to train them to do all the chores.
Well, I have 20 every day.
Yeah,
I have 3 teenage daughters if you'd like to borrow some.
Oh, you're my designated chore doers. Come on over.
That's right.
That's right. I got a list for you. But definitely, like you said, if you have any questions or any issues, please contact us. If you don't leave a message, I'll get to you. Can also always use our social media forms to reach out. Facebook and Instagram, right?
Facebook and Instagram
are the 2 main ones.
And hopefully by the end of the week, we'll have our new website.
Good deal. And then, like I said, come by the office. And, of course, we're gearing up back to school here.
Yep.
If you want to get business after hours for the fall and all that kind of stuff, now's the time to reach out and start booking that stuff.
Because we're only doing 2 a month.
Yeah.
And once they're full, they're full.
And I know, generally speaking, a lot of chamber members like to have some kind of a special occasion around their business after hours, whether it's a grand opening as a new business or an anniversary thing.
Or a remodel.
Or celebrating a remodel.
Changing of the guard of some sort.
Or a new piece of equipment.
But you don't have to.
No.
If you just say, you know what, I've been in Roswell for a while and nobody really knows where I'm at, or I just want to have a party, let us know.
But if it's something date specific, the more time out, the better. So
Absolutely.
Like if you're
so that way we can make sure.
Our 1 year anniversary is on September 17th. I need to have it on the 17th. It's like, well, you better tell us now. Don't wait till September to bring that.
Correct. And we typically do our business after hours on Thursdays. However, we have been known to make exceptions for those exact reasons, that if there is a special anniversary, a special grand opening, if all of your, special higher up management is going to be in from out of town, we will make those special arrangements. So that way, maybe the business after hours is on a Tuesday instead of a Thursday.
Sure. But either way, we accommodate, work on that. But the sooner you reach out to us, the better.
Absolutely.
And all that stuff too. And then, of course, here before you know it, we'll be talking fair and all that stuff. It'll be fair season.
Oh my gosh!
Here this month with the county fairs, and then the Eastern New Mexico State Fair here. Start of fall. It's all going to be back here pretty quick. So.
My daughters are getting ready to gear back up for their competition dance schedule for next year, and we were just talking about when is Fair Day.
Yeah, it's getting into fair season. I know. I think Eddy and Chaves counties will be later this month. And
I think so.
And then usually right the end of September, 1st of October is when the Eastern New Mexico State Fair will get underway.
Everything's cranking up.
Yep. So. I do. It's in my car. I don't have it on me.
And school starts super early this year, August 4th.
August 4th, school's back.
Oh, my gosh.
That's less than a month away, kids.
Yeah, it's like a month away. And, of course, my kids are like, But, once again, I think that's due to COVID.
A couple parents
stuff,
just went,
is that they're trying to make sure that they can get kids back on track.
Sure.
Was my understanding. I don't know if that's necessarily.
I probably, there's probably a lot to that. Yeah, they probably added some days.
And I think the school year typically was 185.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so they added 10. That was the number I heard was 10 days
God
were
bless
added.
America.
So.
This year they gave the districts, they were able to decide for themselves if they wanted to do 180 or 190. Like I know in Albuquerque, they were going to do 190 and they got a lot of pushback.
So they stopped theirs.
And so they said, never mind.
But we here in Roswell,
We're doing 190.
I think it's a good thing. I don't
And
know.
they're
Why would you push
squeezing
back on
in
that?
Those extra 10 days also include Fair Day. That's considered community learning. And,
Wow.
Yeah.
Good.
Good.
Martin Luther King Day, community learning. And then there's some days that are half days that will be included. And then the second half of the day is teacher development in that. So some of that's included in the calendar.
I'm okay with community learning as like Martin Luther, if actually they're doing stuff. Like Fair Day I can buy because they're going to fair.
Those kids wouldn't be at school if you didn't
But
give
Martin
them the
Luther
day off
King
anyway.
Jr. Day, unless you're going to programs of Martin Luther King Jr., that's not an enrichment day. That's I'm hanging out in my home.
That kid's sleeping in, watching cartoons.
Yeah,
The state's allowing that to count as a school day.
That's
for,
a bit of
for
a stretch,
community
but all
learning,
right.
Yeah.
I think.
That's a bit
And
of a
as a
stretch.
parent, that's where I get irritated sometimes because I've had this, and it's not anybody's fault necessarily other than probably admin, but my kids typically don't go to school like the last few days of school because by the time finals are done, what learning is happening the last 3 days of school because all the tests are done. You're not doing any information. You're just fulfilling those however many days, however many hours of school that they need to do for the calendar, because the teachers are putting in the grades to make sure that the final grades are there, so that way you guys aren't there for an extra week after school's over doing paperwork. They're doing it those last few days, but that's just my personal mother rant.
Yeah, well, we can keep going because that'll be. I just saw the time. We better, because this is a can of worms.
Gosh, yeah.
This is a can of worms that'll keep going for hours.
Call us at the chamber, 575-623-5695. Cap sorting, July 9th, Cox Automotive. That's this Saturday. We have the Chamber Invaders Night is Thursday, July 14th. Come to the Chamber, $8 a ticket. We almost sold out Joe Bonham Stadium last year.
Right.
So
let's
come
sell
on,
out this year.
We want to break our record. Like Mama wants to buy some new shoes.
We'll talk more about it on the radio here, but that right around that time too is also Vitalent's Battle of the Badges.
Perfect. Let's go.
14th, 15th, right around that same time too. We'll get her on later.
And if you want to know what's going on with HR, if you are a business, you need to be a part of this. Give us a call, 575-623-5695, or stop by and see us at 131 West 2nd.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, ma'am. Appreciate the visit as always. We'll see you here in a couple of weeks. Well, I'll see you sooner, but officially in a couple of weeks.
Absolutely.
In a couple of weeks. Well, I'll see you sooner, but officially in a couple of weeks.
Absolutely.
All right, it is 9:50.
Now for your Pecos Valley News Update, I'm Jared Cirillo. We begin today on the crime beat in Artesia, where police are continuing to investigate a murder case. A woman was reportedly found dead at the Legacy Inn and Suites at 2210 West Main Street Thursday morning. At last check, 2 other women were actively being sought for questioning. The victim, according to the state medical investigator, was 40-year-old Ginger Acosta. Employees of the business found the woman unresponsive. Meanwhile, APD said it was still looking for 31-year-old Kyla Salmon and 29-year-old Crystal Montoya. In relation to this case, that pair was not identified as suspects, and police said they have not established a motive for the crime yet. Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham said the state will commit $1.7 million to help repair a collapsed bridge in Roswell and implement more flood mitigation strategies. Lujan Grisham made the announcement Saturday next to the damaged bridge in northeast Roswell. The city has received close to 3 inches of rain so far this year and began experiencing intense flooding after severe torrential rains last year. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
If you plug your nose, you can't tell the difference between an apple, potato, and an onion, unless you open your eyes. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. 8 minutes away from 9 o'clock. Let's get you up to date with that weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have dry air over eastern New Mexico, and that means sunshine and heat for us today. Our afternoon high 100 to 105. Well, the overnight hours, a few clouds and mid-70s, and then upper 90s and low 100s again on Tuesday, and plenty of sunshine. We'll hit the 100-degree mark again on Wednesday, and sunny, maybe a shower Thursday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. Concerns about inflation and personal finances have grown, while COVID-19 seems to be taking a back seat as far as most Americans are concerned. 40% of U.S. adults specifically name inflation in an open-ended question as one of up to 5 priorities for the government to work on in the next year, according to a June poll from the Associated Press Nork Center Public Affairs Research. Ford is expanding a recall of SUVs and telling owners to park them outside after a series of engine fires that can happen even when the ignition switches are off. The company also announced Friday that it's recalling another 100,000 SUVs in the U.S. for a different problem that also causes engine fires. In May, Ford recalled about 39,000 Ford Expedition and Lincoln Navigator large SUVs in the United States and told owners to park them outdoors and away from buildings. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
Your ride is broke, needs a fix. Come on down, we'll take care of it quick at Big O. Big O Tires. Whatever the problem will ease your fears, we got experience nearly 60 years at Big O. Big O Tires.
With nearly 60 years of experience and high customer ratings, you can always count on your local Big O Tires to give you quality products and trustworthy service, all for a low price. From July 11th through July 31st, save between $70 and $100 instantly on select sets of Bridgestone and Firestone tires with installation purchase. Big O Tires, the team you trust. Installation charges extra. Required on all 4 tires. Not valid with other offers. Eligibility may vary. Disposal fees extra and up to 10% shop fee based on non-discounted regular retail price not to exceed $35 where permitted. See store for details.
When you think of home health care here in Roswell, what's the first name that pops into your head? That's right, Frontier Medical. We've been doing it better than anyone else for over 20 years. From in-home nursing to physical therapy and so much more. Doctors and hospitals from Albuquerque to Lubbock and everywhere in between have been trusting their patients to us here at Frontier Medical. So when it's time to make a choice, remember Frontier Medical. 575-627-1112. Frontier Medical. Name to remember.
You can't hunt camels in Arizona, but you can buy them. They go for about $10 a pack. Here's Mike Winters.
Another Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Those are always fun to learn. 5 minutes away from 9 o'clock on this here morning without Mike Winters, as Mixmaster Mike is off in the cool pines of Ruidoso. Could definitely use us a little bit of coolness in our region, because it's not going to be cool anytime soon in our neck of the woods. Yeah, it's going to be we've entered into the sweaty season. Hey, I wanted to remind you that if you missed any portion of the program, or if you just want to get caught up on Mornings with Mike Winters, you can check out every single one of our episodes in their entirety over at our little place in cyberspace. That's ksvptv.com. There, just click on the Mornings with Mike Winters tab, and you'll be treated to a smattering of banter, community information. If you go back in the archives, most of that information is wildly outdated, but there's still some fun little nuggets you can eke out of there. More Mornings with Mike Winters fun facts as well. So, by all means, check it out at ksvptv.com at your leisure. Or if you're more of the YouTube cat, we also have a YouTube channel. You can find all of our stuff there at the on the YouTube page. Just search for KSVP TV on YouTube, and that'll get you hooked up there as well. And as an added bonus, if that's not enough, once we're done here on Mornings with Mike Winters, the unsung hero of the Mornings with Mike Winters team, Hard R himself, Mr. Tanner, he takes those interviews, cuts them up a la carte, and posts them up over on our Facebook page. You can just find us on Facebook, search for 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, and there you can find all of our interviews in their entirety, split up for you to consume in bite-sized little fragments. Speaking of which, coming up next hour, we're going to replay the interview that Mike had last week with Mr. Robert Sherman from the Walker Aviation Museum. Going to be chit-chatting about what's going on over there for the summertime season, and of course, all of the activities that Walker Aviation Museum has their fingers in. Of course, you can always help support the Walker Aviation Museum by shopping on Amazon through their Smile account. Very simply, you just go over to wafbmuseum.org, click on the Amazon Smile link, and then make your purchases as you normally would through your Amazon account. What's going to happen is a portion of every single item that you buy, those proceeds are going over to the Walker Aviation Museum to help them keep their doors open. And Prime Day starts tonight. So if you're going to be doing a little bit of Prime Day shopping, why not put it to good use and help out a great cause at the same time? Just head over to wafbmuseum.org and just click on the Smile link there to help them out with that. They would absolutely appreciate it. Yes, it is hot. It is muggy. You're going to be sweating, looking for a way to cool down. Well, I've got great news for you, Roswell. The E&MU Roswell Pool is open for summer 2022. And it's open 7 days a week from 10 to 11 every single day for lap swimming, then from 11 to 5 for open swim. And it's just $5 for the whole day. You could pay $5 and just hang out poolside the whole day. Just really live it up. And once you pay, you're in the whole day. But yeah, with full concession stand, lots and lots of covered seating, and a whole lot more for you to enjoy. Summer passes are available. And check this out, ENMU Roswell students, you get in half off. That doesn't mean your swimsuit. That means you pay only $2.50 to get in. And yeah, you should probably wear your whole swimsuit. But you can book the pool for your next party or get-together and run the pool from 6 to 10 p.m. If you want more info, call 575-624-7305. That's 575-624-7305. All right, got Town Hall News, and then we'll be back on Morning Without Mike Winters. Stay tuned.
Talk radio has landed on the all-new 106.5 FM KEND Roswell.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. The latest in the House investigation of the U.S. Capitol riot.
Former President Trump's ally, Steve Bannon, is now willing to testify before the January 6 panel, saying his old boss now approves. Bannon, who was fired by Trump and faces criminal charges after months of defying a congressional subpoena over the Capitol riot, had been one of the highest profile holdouts.
That's correspondent Julie Walker. President Biden considering a drastic step aimed at freeing up federal resources to promote abortion access.
Talking to reporters during a weekend bike ride in Delaware, the president said he's looking at the idea of a public health emergency declaration, even though the White House has said it doesn't seem like a great option. Mr. Biden also urged abortion rights supporters to keep protesting the overturning of Roe v. Wade. Pro-life groups are blasting the president's executive order last week, which is aimed at promoting abortion access. Greg Clugston, Washington.
Yes, prices have dropped an average 24 cents in the past month, now $4.86 per gallon on average, according to fuel price analyst Trilby Lundberg. When it comes to diesel fuel, that's another story. While prices have dropped, they are still sky high.
The current retail diesel price is $5.76 per gallon. It's down 13 cents in the past 2 weeks. The year-ago comparison is quite severe. The current price is $2.46 higher than it was 1 year ago.
And she expects fuel prices to decline further in the weeks ahead. Russian missiles pounding Ukraine's second-largest city in what the local administrator is describing as absolute terrorism. Stocks in the red on Wall Street this hour. Right now, the Dow down 167 points. The Nasdaq is off 234 for a loss of more than 2%, and the S&P down 46 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
If you're considering protecting your retirement with gold or silver, listen up. Mark Davis here. One company I trust for this, Advantage Gold, the highest rated precious metals firm in the country. They are so passionate about teaching people how to own physical gold and silver. They've won the Best of TrustLink Award 4 years in a row because they really educate their clients on how to buy gold and silver the right way. Call 800-900-8000, 800-900-8000. Talk to one of their experts. They can send you a free gold kit along with a free copy of the Wall Street Journal national bestseller, The Great Devaluation. Number again, 800-900-8000. Don't wait any longer. Get the best information, the best process, the best service, the best value, all from Advantage Gold. 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000. Call Advantage Gold today. 800-900-8000.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor. Consult with your financial advisor before investing.
Streets in the gambling mecca of Macau are empty after casinos and most other businesses ordered to close while the Chinese territory near Hong Kong fights a coronavirus outbreak. Residents told to stay inside unless they're buying food or other necessities. Authorities warn anyone violating the rules will be punished. Casinos were ordered over the weekend to close for at least a week as the number of cases in the territory of 700,000 people rose. A tense fifth bull run in Pamplona, Spain, has left 3 people gored, 3 others with bruises, according to the Spanish Red Cross. It was the first run with gorings in the festival so far this year. There are 3 more daily runs before it wraps up on Thursday. A Red Cross worker tells Spanish national TV that 1 man was gored on the street and the 2 others were pierced by a bull's horn inside the bull ring at the end of the run. News and analysis. Townhall.com. The labor crunch that we've heard so much about is actually helping one segment of society.
Economists say the shortage is bad for employers, but does present an opportunity for former prisoners. Special training programs in several states now trying to fill some of the 11 million open jobs in the U.S. through the second chance hiring. It's a practice of employing people who do have a criminal record. A survey finds 53% of HR professionals say they would be willing to hire people with a criminal background. Jason Walker reporting.
For the first time, a pharmaceutical company has asked permission to sell a birth control pill over the counter in the U.S. HRA Pharma says the timing of its application is not related to the Supreme Court's recent ruling overturning Roe v. Wade, returning the abortion issue to the states. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The demolition, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3. All right, it's not happening. Tres Inviernos of a morning without Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Buenos Monday. Happy lunes, you will. That's right, the kickstart to your work week. Also, if I may once again say, and I know she's not listening, so it doesn't really matter. These never do matter. When I do them on, on radio stations with music, she'll at least, sit for a couple minutes, but she's not big on the long-form talk. But I got to say a very happy 9th birthday to my beautiful daughter, Rhiannon, celebrating her 9th birthday.
Tres Inviernos.
Yeah, thanks, buddy. Had my back on that one. But yeah, 9th trip around the sun, celebrating today. And since I know she's not listening, I can actually say what she's getting. And this has actually become a bit of a problem. I could open up a store that just sold broken tablets. We're sitting on basically a stack of maybe 13, maybe 13, 14 tablets over the course. Now, granted, this is over the course of, we'll call it like 6 years or so. Something must have happened to them, man. They just keep breaking, keep dropping. In fact, these one of those is known as the most unbreakable tablet that the Walmart sells. So I'm impressed. The girl's got a great track record. But much to my chagrin, Mom got her another tablet, so she's getting one of those. So we'll have another one to add to the stack here very soon. I'm about to bubble wrap the doggone thing. My kid's into the show Bluey, or I guess more to the point, I'm into the show Bluey for her. It's a great family show. It's one of the few that I can actually sit and stomach with my kids. So she's getting just a smattering of a few different Bluey toys, and I think she's getting like a Care Bear thing from Mom also. So a nice little smattering of gifts for a 9-year-old. The big one she's really looking forward to is she's going to the water park. She's heading to Hobbs, I believe it is, this coming weekend to do a little slide and splashing. So big happy birthday to my lovely daughter, Rhiannon. Hopefully she have a great great day. I'm sure she's going to be consuming pizza in some form or fashion today. She's with Mom this week, so but I will definitely stop by and give her bounty coming up here in just a little bit. Hey, quick change of programming notes. We were going to replay our interview with Mr. Robert Sherman from the Walker Aviation Museum, but I am glad I got out that information about the Amazon Smile account through the Walker Aviation Museum on the eve, mere hours before Amazon Prime Days. I can't really call it Prime Day anymore. Now it's Prime Days. They should just call it the Prime Shopping Season. And so right before that, go over to the wfbmuseum.org, click that Smile affiliate link, and do all your shopping through there so you can help out the Walker Aviation Museum. But coming up here at around 9:15 or so, going to be chatting with the ladies from the Chaves County Health Council, Ms. Jennifer Smith and Ms. Joanne Lopez. We'll be chatting with them coming up here in just a few minutes about the back half of the summertime season as we gear up for the big health fair that caps off the summertime season, kind of kicks off the fall time season and festival season, really. We'll dive into what the Chaves County Health Council has coming up here in just a few minutes on this Monday morning. I felt bad we didn't restock our guest refreshments in the kitchen on Friday. We actually ran through our last case of water. So I went around and asked if anybody wants some water. Sure enough, they wanted a bottle of water, and I could not oblige. So I asked them if either one of them wanted the ketchup packet, and well, they declined. But that having been said, even though I couldn't be a hospitable guest, we'll sit down with the ladies from Chaves County Health Council coming up here in just a few minutes. Plus your town hall business news and all the other stuff, the Sean Hannity update happening this hour, all the other stuff that comes our way. Right now at 11 minutes after 9 o'clock, let's pause and get you up to date with that weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have dry air over eastern New Mexico, and that means sunshine and heat for us today. Our afternoon high 100 to 105. For the overnight hours, few clouds and mid-70s, and then upper 90s and low 100s again on Tuesday, and plenty of sunshine. We'll hit the 100-degree mark again on Wednesday, and sunny, maybe a shower Thursday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Oh, I forgot to refresh my weather over here, so let's see whether the weather is going to get any better, and spoiler alert, it ain't. 86 degrees and mostly sunny skies. Fair skies, actually, they're saying right now around Roswell. But looking out the window, I'm not seeing a lot of clouds that would make it fair. I'm calling it mostly sunny. 33% humidity, winds out of the west at around 3 miles an hour. Barometer about 30 inches with a dew point at 54 degrees. Gonna be another scorcher, folks. 103 for the high today. Make sure to drink plenty of fluids. Keep yourself hydrated, and of course, sunscreen it up if you're going to be out there, and find shade if you got to be out there. And if you don't got to be out there, don't be out there. 103 for the high today. Winds out of the southeast 5 to 10 miles an hour. Partly cloudy and dropping down to 74 for the overnight low. Winds out of the southeast 5 to 10 miles an hour. Those are going to become north after midnight. Tuesday, mostly sunny. It's going to be hot. 100 for the high. You can pretty much cut and paste that every day this week with the exception of Wednesday. Wednesday, it looks like we're getting isolated showers, thunderstorms after 1 o'clock. Otherwise, mostly sunny. And get this, 99 degrees. Woo! Nice. Don't get used to it. It's not going to stick around. Chance of precip is about 20%. For Wednesday night, isolated showers, thunderstorms after 7 p.m. Partly cloudy, dropping down once again to 74. And then just go ahead and cut and paste every single day for the rest of the week. Mostly sunny, 100 for the high. 73 to 74, and mostly dark when the sun goes down. 13 minutes after 9 o'clock. A pause, pay a couple bills, and after that, sitting down with ladies from the Chaves County Health Council on a morning without Mike Winters. Stay tuned.
Sometimes when you hit the road hits back. That's why MTA Mechanics and Tire carries major brands like Bridgestone, Cooper, and Michelin. Not only do you get top brand tires, but you also get a nationwide warranty. So wherever you are, MTA Mechanics and Tire has you covered. Stop by or let MTA come to you with their MTA Mobile Tire Shop, covering Roswell, Carlsbad, and Artesia. They can come to your home, office, or even the airport, and alignment is included on all sets of 4 tires. MTA Mechanics and Tires, getting you back on the road.
Wakefield Oil Company is a name you can rely on, with full service at the pump the way it used to be. You can expect service in just 15 seconds. They offer bulk fuel and oil services and even diesel exhaust fluid. Wakefield Oil Company will deliver to farms, ranches, dairies, the oil fields, and more with dependable service you can count on. So the next time you need service or delivery, go with the name that locals have trusted since 1983. Wakefield Oil Company, 311 South Virginia in Roswell. Let them earn your business.
The inventor of Pringles is buried in a Pringles can. I wonder if they got their hands stuck putting him in there. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning, 14 minutes after 9 o'clock. And joining us in studio this morning, Ms. Jennifer Smith and Ms. Joanne Lopez from the Chaves County Health Council. How are y'all doing this morning?
Good.
Excellent. Good to hear it. Good to hear it. You are on that one, I believe. Right now?
Excellent.
Okay, now. There we go. We win. See, I'm telling you, woefully underprepared, man. He never leaves me on this side of the board. I actually need a refresher course in this side of things. But how are you guys doing today?
We're doing really well.
Doing well.
Keeping cool. We've entered the hot half of the summertime season.
Oh, my goodness. The hot
Staying
half.
inside.
The hot 3/4 of summer, and then some spring, too. Yeah, it's a bad time for your air conditioner in your car to go out. That happened to me last week.
Oh, no.
Yeah, well, it's the old 440, 4 windows down, 40 miles an hour. Yeah, cops love that, by the way. They really, really do.
No.
So, obviously, summertime coming to a close pretty quickly. Back to school season. Way early this year. It's like August 4th.
School starts.
That's crazy.
Yes, it is.
I mean, I know we got to cram the days in, but boy, that seems early. But yeah, so back to school season is right around the corner, and with it comes health fair season.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So, we ready? Are we geared up for it?
Yeah, we're getting there. We've gotten people signed up. We're gonna start planning everything out and buying all the goodies to give away, and
just
getting
talking
ready
about back to school. At the health fair, at the health expo, we are going to be giving out backpacks for school-age children.
Excellent. So for those who don't know, the Chaves County Health Council every year holds a gigantic health expo at the end of summer. What day is it this year?
August 6th.
August 6th. Oh, yeah, one day before my birthday. Look at that. So, happy birthday. You guys are throwing me an expo. Nice.
There you go.
But lots and lots of great information, lots of resources available to folks, and all that stuff is going to be talked about. So let's talk about some of the stuff that's going to be at the expo, some stuff that people can expect, some stuff returning, maybe some new surprises.
Okay, so the fun thing that I know Mike loves.
Yes, I'm a fan myself.
Is we've got the walkthrough colon
of
coming
course,
back.
You got to bring back the giant colon.
Yes, UNM is coming back and they're bringing their walkthrough colon, so that's going to be very prominent at the expo. But we're also doing a lot of giveaways. Western Sky is providing 250 backpacks, and so we're going to have more than that because we're having all booth vendors bring backpacks as well.
Oh, cool. Very cool.
So there's going to be over 250 backpacks that we're giving out for free. You do have to bring your kid. We need to see a child.
Oh, so it's a trade? We give you our child, give it a backpack. That sounds great.
No.
That sounds awesome.
We view the child and give the backpack to the child.
We assess
not taking the kid.
Fair enough. I've been trying for years. Nobody seems to want to take it. But that's awesome. So now backpacks with supplies or awesome?
Yes,
cool.
with standard school supplies.
Okay.
So if you're not able to get your kid a backpack, don't worry about it. You'll get it a couple days into school.
There you go.
And those are going to be first come, first serve. So you need to be there 8 a.m. to get your backpack.
Get there early.
In the past, they've gone within an hour.
Yeah.
So
absolutely. Yeah. When parents hear the idea of free backpacks, we don't care how early it is. Kids, get up! We're eating Pop-Tarts this morning. Get your shoes on.
Yep. And we also have Olympian Beauty College is going to be there, and they're providing 100 haircut coupons, so you can get a free haircut for back to school.
Excellent.
And it's for, I think it's for 5 through 18 years old.
So that's a coupon for the haircut. You take that and they'll cut.
Yes, you have to go up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to go up to the mall to get cut.
Again, that's first
Yeah, they're
come,
not
first
going to
serve.
cut right there.
Right.
But you'll get a coupon for a free haircut from Olympian Beauty
I
College.
feel like that would be a great experience for the students. I mean, you're going to have to get used to working in a salon setting. So, it's busy. There's like a health expo happening around behind you, Get behind tight. Let's work that in next year, I think.
We might try that.
Absolutely. Well, very cool. Very cool. So lots of stuff for parents to get the kids ready for back to school. There's obviously the prep time starts now. If you're if you have school age kids, now's the time. I was actually thinking about it. I started the process last year. My son is going to be pre-K age as of the start of this school year. So we're not ready. I haven't even gotten a call back from the school I'm trying to enroll him in. I forgot. See, here's the problem. The first time I went through the process was with my daughter Rhiannon, and we had a lot of help because she's on the spectrum. So we kind of had a handhold through the whole process. I've told people that with my son, I'm like a first-time father all over again. It's a very new process.
Absolutely.
So I'm kind of learning right along with everybody else. But lots of help there at the Health Expo, and that is right after the start of school. So I miss you can send your kids to school in a couple grocery bags for the first couple of days. Honestly, as long as they've got like one notebook and a pen or a pencil, I think they're going to be fine.
The first few days are usually taking notes of what you're going to be needing and
handing out
hopefully.
syllabi. I believe the plural of it is. So awesome. So lots of stuff for school kids, but that's not the end of the Health Expo because obviously it's all about health.
It's health and wellness.
Absolutely. And you guys cover folks from head to toe.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about some of those services.
We're going to have a mobile mammogram bus at the expo. They're going to be doing mammograms from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. So they're going to be there even after the Health Expo is finished so that they can get as many people as possible.
Awesome.
If you've got insurance, they take insurance.
Okay.
But if you do not have insurance, we received a very generous grant from United Way of Travis County to cover mammograms for those that don't have insurance.
It's absolutely vital, and I wasn't recently didn't they lower the age the youngest age that you're supposed to be getting checks?
Well, I'm not sure, but I know that for this mobile mammogram bus, you've got to be 40 years old.
40 years old, okay,
and not have had a mammogram in the last year.
Okay. But absolutely a vital service, and if you haven't had one yet, if you're at that age now. And you're definitely ready to cross over and take that step, then this is that service is going to be there for you.
And we've heard that a lot of people are having a hard time getting in for mammograms locally.
Sure.
So this is going to be a really good opportunity to
I've noticed
take advantage.
Pretty much anything getting in, like for any kind of medical, like a doctor's office, an eye exam. They're booking months out now. And I think it's just kind of post pandemic. Everybody's like, oh, we can go back to the doctor now. Okay, cool.
Right.
Yeah, it was, so we're kind of getting back to normal, but this Health Expo, great place to start.
Yeah, and we're going to have some screening services there too. So the hospital's going to be there. Eastern New Mexico Medical Center, they're going to have 10 booths.
Okay.
And they're going to have different screenings for each booth. And we've also got Chimera Independent Physicians going to be there.
Okay.
Some of the other medical places that are going to be there. Blue Cross Blue Shield, I think, is going to be there doing some stuff in their caravan. So they're going to do, vision screenings and things
Obviously,
like
all
that. Blood pressures.
Generalized screenings just to see to get a baseline of where you're at. Check your BMI. Maybe, see how you're hearing. You got like a drill instructor like screaming at you just to see if you can
Make
hear
sure
him.
you can hear him.
Yeah,
well.
exactly. I can actually test too because you can also check your resistance. If you get the spit on the face, you're like, oh, okay. Sense of touch is great too.
We never thought of that one, but
little things. But obviously all just general screenings to kind of give you a base, and then you can go from there.
Yes.
And a lot of people, and this is important too because a lot of folks. And this has actually come up recently with myself when someone asks, "Who's your doctor?" It was that moment I realized I was supposed to have a doctor.
Right.
Like I was like, I don't have an answer to that. I guess the last time I had a doctor was my family's doctor, which was Dr. Pignon, but He's still over here, right? Okay, so that's my doctor. Cool. But for folks like me who don't generally put health in the front seat, this is a good opportunity to maybe take those steps.
Absolutely. Yeah, you could shop around and see what doctors there are in our area and find one that'll be a good fit for you.
Sure. A chance to get a lot of great information. Like you said, generalized screenings. Just a good place to get a start. So
Absolutely. And if you want to donate blood, we are going to have us out there for blood donations.
Awesome.
Also.
Very cool. So Vitalent will be on hand to accept blood donations. And that's vital right now, Vitalent, because blood always at a low in the summertime season, but especially right now we are at critical levels. So if you can make a blood donation, it would be much appreciated. Plus I think they're doing t-shirts right now. So
oh, that's awesome. Right? I might go out there.
Heck yeah.
Well, I've got a rare blood type, so it's very rare that they need mine.
Can I ask?
I don't have my card with me. I don't remember. It's an AB negative.
AB negative. So do you have the RF exception?
No.
So the reason I asked, my kid's mom had the RF exception. We had to get RhoGAM shot after we miscarried our first child. In order to bring Rhiannon to term, we had to do the RhoGAM shot. Hunter, the same way, was RhoGAM. So, but yeah, she's brought up the fact that she has an alien blood type, and basically they beg her for it every chance she gets. So.
Yes, I'm one of those alien blood type
really?
people
Are you?
too. Yeah.
Very awesome.
Oh my gosh.
The other thing is, if you go donate blood, they will tell you your blood type.
Yes. Yeah, if you're not sure, that's the perfect way to find
I
out.
always carry my card with me, so I never really am asked.
Right. So obviously we're getting close to the time, but is there still space available?
We do have a few booth spaces available.
Okay.
So if you waited too long, you can get with us and we'll work something out.
General requirements. I mean, you need to have something that's relatively health focused, correct?
Yeah, health, wellness. We think medical.
Okay. It's like tattoo parlor, probably not a go.
No, holistic. we were actually looking to see if we could get some gyms involved.
Okay.
Because that falls in the wellness category.
Absolutely. So yeah, if you're
we have a really broad definition of health and wellness.
Yeah. It does. It covers a lot of a lot of paths, and it could start with for some folks the tummy teas, and it goes all the way up to some more holistic things, and then there's generalized healthcare. So it's absolutely important. So if folks do want more information, if they want to maybe get one of those last booth spaces, how do they find you?
They could email Joanne at Chaves County Health Council at outlook.com. Okay. They could find us on Facebook, and they can send a quick message, and we can send them anything that they need.
They can call me at 575-500-2294 or dial 211, and the 211 phone will answer, and they can talk to me there.
There you go. So you guys start prepping for this pretty much like the day after the last year's expo. I mean, it's an arduous process to go through.
Yeah, we start heavy planning February, March timeframe every year. So we gives ourselves about a good 6 months.
Sure. And that seems to be a nice window of time to kind of get everything prepped and planned. And but it just lets you know there's a lot of different aspects that go into this. A lot of hands that make the casserole work, so to speak. So big thanks to those folks. Anybody, any specific folks that you want to thank?
We want to thank Bewitches. So Carrie's usually here with us, but she's not today. She is our poster graphics guru. She's the one that gets us in line, getting all of our marketing materials and promotion and any of the neat little graphics that you see come along with Health Expo. That's all Carrie.
She's the creative side.
Yes, she is fantastic. We'd be nowhere without her with this expo. There's character counts. They're the fiscal agent for the Health Council, and so they support us behind the scenes. Eastern New Mexico Medical Center, every year that we've done this, they've been the first on board. They've been our very first sponsor every single year. They don't hesitate to back us up. Humana, they jumped on really quick this year, so we're very appreciative of them. The Boys and Girls Club, they're hosting the run this year. So go onto our Facebook page or the Boys and Girls Club Facebook page and sign up for their fun run.
Yes.
It's 80s themed, so you come in your best 80s gear and go have some fun.
let me just put this into perspective here. You could rickroll an entire group of people if you just show up as Rick Astley and just dance the whole way down.
Yes.
You could rickroll an entire community.
Absolutely.
There you go.
And that would be the funniest thing ever.
I think so. Or show up as one member of Oingo Boingo. I don't even know. That's like the most obscure 80s band I could think of.
I bet you'd be on TV.
Right? Show up with a wolf, a hungry wolf.
Oh, that would be nice.
And then just hang like a steak and be like, oh, we're doing Duran Duran. Very cool. So, yeah.
Well, if you sign up now for the run, you get a free shirt with your entry. All the money that is going towards the run is going directly to the Boys and Girls Club.
Awesome.
This is a fundraiser for them. Travis County CASA, they've been hosting our meetings at their office.
Oh, really? Okay.
Every other week and starting weekly now. So they've been allowing us to use their space.
Very cool.
We've got Western Sky Community Care. They're providing the backpacks for the expo.
Awesome.
It's already been delivered and taking up our entire health council office.
Don't you love
with
that?
A bunch of backpacks.
Just a room full of happiness.
But we appreciate it so much
Absolutely.
because, that's 250 kids that are going to get free backpacks.
Absolutely.
Olympian Beauty College. I'm not exactly sure if that's the exact name.
Academy.
I believe it's
Academy.
Olympian Beauty Academy, I believe.
So the beauty college out at the mall,
Mm-hmm.
they're providing 100 free haircuts for the expo to give out to all the kids. And Chimera Independent Physicians, they're a big sponsor for us as well.
Yes, awesome. Big thanks to all the folks that helped make it happen. But yeah, make sure to plan for August 6th to come out to the Health Expo. It's going to be once again at the Roswell Convention Civic Center. Yes. So set up right there inside, absolutely free.
Absolutely.
So everything is free.
100% free. Come on out. This is a great chance to, like we said, get kind of a base to start things off, or just to get a refresher to see where you're at. And like you said, the walkthrough colon going to be back. I'm very excited. Now, I've been pitching this for years. I think I have a twist that we can make this happen, because it was the Polyp Pillow Palace. But I'm thinking this year we have somebody sponsor a polyp pillow fight.
Oh, Lord.
Right?
Lord.
2 teams, we could do it dodgeball style. 2 teams with like polyp pillows, and they just huck them at each other. Okay, maybe not. Maybe we save this for next year. A little more creativity has to be put in. Yeah. But there you go. So lots of fun to be had, and lots of great info to be had out there at the Health Expo as well. Once again, August 6th at the Roswell Convention Civic Center. And just once again, you guys have been putting this together for years and doing an amazing job doing it. So we really appreciate all the work you guys put into it.
And let us throw out there, the registration begins at
6:30.
At 6:30, okay.
And the run starts at 7 a.m.
Okay.
We want everybody to be able to go and participate in the run, and then
makes sense. And that's and you get it done before it's
it's 120 degrees.
Before it's just liquid death outside.
Yes, yeah. We don't want to have to recruit everybody that's at the expo to go take care of people passing out.
Although I could argue that if you guys have a fun run in the dead middle of the day, you'll be cool, and those runners will be nice and cool because they'll be cooled off the same way I was cooled yesterday driving 440, 4 windows down, 40 miles an hour. You just got to hit a certain speed and let the wind do the rest of the work. Once again, if folks want to reach out, want more information, how do they find you?
Facebook is very easy. Just find us, Travis County Health Council. You can email at traviscountyhealthcouncil@outlook.com.
Awesome.
And
you can call 575-500-2294 or easily dial 211. Nice. The 211 operator will answer, and you can get connected to Joanne.
There you go. Simple as that. 211. Find them on Facebook. Coming up August 6th, Convention Civic Center. Let's make it happen. Ladies, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate having you here. 32 minutes after 9 o'clock. Let's get you up to date with some local news.
Now for your Pecos Valley News Update, I'm Jared Cirillo. We begin today on the crime beat in Artesia, where police are continuing to investigate a murder case. A woman was reportedly found dead at the Legacy Inn and Suites at 2210 West Main Street Thursday morning. At last check, 2 other women were actively being sought for questioning. The victim, according to the state medical investigator, was 40-year-old Ginger Acosta. Employees of the business found the woman unresponsive. Meanwhile, APD said it was still looking for 31-year-old Kyla Salmon and 29-year-old Crystal Montoya. In relation to this case, that pair was not identified as suspects, and police said they have not established a motive for the crime yet. Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham said the state will commit $1.7 million to help repair a collapsed bridge in Roswell and implement more flood mitigation strategies. Lujan Grisham made the announcement Saturday next to the damaged bridge in northeast Roswell. The city has received close to 3 inches of rain so far this year and began experiencing intense flooding after severe torrential rains last year. You're up to date. I'm Jared Sorello.
Your morning espresso starts right here. It's the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
There is a significant majority of registered Democratic voters. They now prefer socialism to capitalism. Fox News poll, socialism 59% favorable, capitalism 49%. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Any name, any form, any manifestation of socialism, redistributionism, it all ends the same way. Broken promises, unfulfilled promises. It ends with more poverty, not less, and giving up how much freedom you calculate at the end of the mess you created. If you think it's going to work and it appeals to you, tell me what part of government is so effective now beyond the military.
The Sean Hannity Show from coast to coast later today.
All right, we all know ammo is expensive and in short supply. Did you know you can train without ammunition at your house using Mantis X? The Mantis X firearms training system is a no-ammo, all-electronic way to practice and improve your shooting accuracy. Now, it simply attaches to your own firearm like a weapons light, and you can use it at home or at the range. The Mantis X gives you data-driven, real-time feedback on your technique and guides you through drills and courses. 94% of shooters improve within 20 minutes of using Mantis X. It's military-grade technology at an affordable price. Now, the Mantis X has improved my shooting dramatically and is a must-have for every gun owner. If you believe in your Second Amendment rights, you must also act on your Second Amendment responsibility to be confident and competent in your shooting ability. Now, start improving your shooting accuracy today. Get your Mantis X now when you go to MantisX.com. That's one word, MantisX.com.
The octopus and the squid both have 3 hearts. That's why they eat so many Tums. Here's Mike Winters.
35 minutes after 9 o'clock on a morning without Mike Winters. I noticed that I went from host with the most back to just host. Did I do something wrong, Tanner? Yeah. Here's the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have dry air over eastern New Mexico, and that means sunshine and heat for us today. Our afternoon high 100 to 105. For the overnight hours, few clouds and mid-70s, and then upper 90s and low 100s again on Tuesday, and plenty of sunshine. We'll hit the 100-degree mark again on Wednesday, and sunny, maybe a shower Thursday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. 86 degrees currently around Roswell Way, or if you're not from around here, maybe from across the pond, 30 degrees centigrade. Looking at 33% humidity on this here Monday morning. Winds out of the west at around 3 miles an hour with a barometer at 30 inches and a dew point of 54 degrees. You got a 30-inch barometer. And I like your dew point. Mostly sunny, 103 for the high today. Winds out of the southeast 5 to 10 miles an hour. For tonight, partly cloudy, dropping down to an overnight low of around 74 degrees. Ain't no part of this gonna be pleasant. But the slight break we get comes on Wednesday. More on that in just a moment. Southeast winds 5 to 10 miles an hour. They're calling for possible sprinkles on Tuesday. Possible sprinkles, which for the record is probably going to be the name of my memoir. Mostly sunny, otherwise hot, high of around 100 degrees. Winds out of the north 10 to 15 miles per hour, becoming east later in the afternoon. Mostly cloudy, 73 for the overnight low. For your Tuesday night, winds out of the east 5 to 15, becoming north after midnight. And then isolated showers, thunderstorms afternoon on Wednesday, mostly sunny and hot. High of around 99. Winds out of the north 5 to 10 miles an hour, becoming south later in the afternoon. Chance of rain coming in right about 20%. Chance of nothing That takes the precedent at about 80%. Partly cloudy, low of 74 for your Wednesday night, and then mostly sunny, hot. And if we got any rain the day before, muggy too. So get ready for that. High of 100. Get ready to have stuff stick to other stuff. Partly cloudy and 73 for your Thursday night, and then for Friday, well, pretty much the same thing. Mostly sunny, hot. High of around 100. 100 for the high on Saturday. 98 degrees for the high on Sunday. So dress in layers on your Sunday. 38 minutes after 9 o'clock. Let's get you up to date with the Wall Street Business Report.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason. The chairman of Twitter threatens a legal battle after Tesla CEO Elon Musk called off his $44 billion bid to buy the social media company. Musk says Twitter never provided all the necessary information he requested as he considered the purchase. The post-pandemic air travel boom is straining the resources of Europe's busiest airport, London's Heathrow, apologizing to passengers whose travels were disrupted by staff shortages and warns it may ask airlines to cut more flights from their summer schedules if the chaos persists. For the first time, a pharmaceutical company is asking for permission to sell a birth control pill over the counter in the U.S. HRA Pharma says the timing of its application is not related to the Supreme Court's recent decision overturning Roe v. Wade. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason.
Bob Reed Pest Control has been providing pest management services for over 50 years and continues to set high standards for their customers. Protect your home, family, and pets from destructive, poisonous, and disease-carrying pests. All of Bob Reed Pest Control's licensed technicians are continuously trained and knowledgeable in the latest pest management practices, offering effective treatment plans for any situation. Call Bob Reed Pest Control today, 575-623-5344, and find them fast in names and numbers.
How do you make the most of your land? Shaw does it behind the wheel of a John Deere 1025R compact tractor, as he does everything to make
my yard look as beautiful as I possibly can.
But the Hubbards use their 1025R because
we really are trying to create this homestead.
There are millions of ways to make the most of your land. How will you make the most of yours? Nothing runs like a Deere.
Stop by Pecos Valley Equipment in Artesia and Roswell, or visit us online at pecosvalleyequipment.com.
The tool used to measure your feet at the shoe store is called a Brannock device. The person that measures your feet at home for no reason is called a creep with a foot fetish. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning, 20 minutes away from 10 o'clock on this here Monday morning. Morning without Mike Winters. Super host now. All right. Thanks. Thanks, buddy. I feel like that's a lot to live up to, but you kind of set the bar a little high on that one. Hey, appreciate it.
Don't let me down.
No. Don't let me down. Hey, real quickly, wanted to remind you that, and you reminded me of this, we have a special broadcast coming up on Wednesday morning, a special edition of Mornings Without Mike, or with Mike Winters, excuse me. It's not only his triumphant return to the captain's chair, but that captain's chair is moving to the brand new NMMI Armory, which
newly renovated.
Oh, beautifully renovated. Absolutely. Yeah, they're going to be opening the doors back up on that armory, gearing up for the upcoming sports season as school gets back underway. But before it does, we're going to get to sample the place, get to kind of walk around, maybe play a quick game of horse, scuff up the court a little bit. That's what I'm thinking.
No.
But yeah, here's the thing. I was told we were doing a show from the NIMI Armory. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I guess like the front office, they're obviously not going to let us back with the guns, right?
No.
There's no guns in this armory. I went
that we know of.
Okay, that we know of. None of the pictures that I saw.
They're under the court.
Yeah, they're all. The court is made of guns.
They press the button and it goes.
It's like
go downstairs and get the guns.
Dude, it's like that awesome. In every action movie, how somebody has like behind like a hidden wall or a mirror, just an arsenal. They just open the basketball court and it's just like bullets on all along here, like a line of AKs. It's just a shotgun section.
I'm just imagining a dude getting a knife, and stabbing one of the basketballs and pulling an AR out.
An AR out of a basketball. I like it.
That's where we're hiding the best.
I like it. You ever see what was the movie? It's a Wonderful Life.
I don't think so.
first of all, go watch that movie because that's a crime. You definitely should. Secondly, you won't enjoy it because it's terrible. Thirdly, there's a scene in the beginning of the movie where the kids go to a dance, and the dance floor is the basketball gym.
Mm-hmm.
And halfway through the dance, as a prank, somebody pushes a button, and the dance floor moves. The basketball court moves, revealing a pool underneath the floor. As a kid,
That's
I saw
awesome.
this. I was like this tall. I was like Mike Winter's height, so I'm talking like 5'6" when I saw this movie for the first time, right? And all I ever wanted was to have a school with a gym that doubled as a pool.
It seems like, I don't know, would
They
it work?
don't exist.
Does it work?
Yeah, it does. In that one school, I think that's like the one place they filmed is like the one place that they have that, but I've never seen it before or since. A basketball court turning into a pool, but it's always fascinated me. I always wanted one of those. So,
And what if the pool was empty?
well, yeah, but you obviously fill the pool, keep it, maintained, and then you close it up. It's basically a lid for the pool.
Did they open it just to drop everybody in?
Yeah, it was the prank was as the floor opened up, and, they were dropping.
Well, like I said, how did they know there was water in the pool?
I guess they didn't.
That could have been horrible.
Yeah, you gotta play to win, man. Hundreds of students dead and a prank gone terribly wrong. That would have turned the movie a couple of shades darker than they were going for. I don't have your money. It's at Frank's house, Jim's house. Also, I'm not responsible for those 15 kids dying. But what were we talking? Oh yeah, the NMMI Armory.
Let's hope y'all don't have a button in a pool.
Off the rails with Sean Smalls.
Although that would be cool.
That would be awesome. But yeah, from what I understand, this basketball court does not open up revealing a pool. However, if you guys ever want to upgrade, thinking I know where we start. Pool under the floor.
Well, no, it would just connect to the other pool. You could actually swim from pool to pool.
That would be awesome. Connect via channels to the Godfrey Center pool.
You can see through the basketball court, and you can wave at everybody.
I like the Godfrey Center. I feel like it's underrated as a pool for a couple of reasons. It's indoors and high dive. I mean,
actually trained to dive there too.
Did you really?
'Cause it's deep enough.
You've trained to dive.
Yes.
I learn things about you every single day. So when did you like dive
Long time ago?
competitively?
No. I'm talking scuba diving.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, see, I thought you
not
pictured
jumping the woo.
Let me paint the picture that was happening up here.
You thought I jumped.
Here's Tanner on a high dive in a Speedo, about ready to perform one of those fancy flippy dippy dives, and going into the pool and causing. You see? You get the same thing, right? Same mental image. And causing one of those tiny splashes. It's going, yep. And then them giving you this. So you're talking about self-contained underwater breathing apparatus.
Yes.
Yeah. I guess
it's deep enough for that.
Yeah, you really do have to specify when you say, how deep does it go?
I think it was. No, they have like a 15, I think.
Okay. Yeah, I guess.
They have to have like a 15 to 20.
Because you have to go down to where there's actual pressure, right?
Oh, yeah.
To like pressurize your tank and everything.
I think as long as it's more than 10 feet, because I actually did it in our old pool.
Okay, cool. So
it was kind of fun because we had it we rented it out for a little bit.
So do you have to get
certified? And I
certified?
went to the bottom and I just sat and just looked up and it was nice.
Do you have to get certified for that? Like to actually, you had like a license?
Well, I mean, I think you can, like for personal use by yourself, like in your own pool, I think you can rent the equipment out and do it. I mean, you just have to know how to use it. But
God, that would be so much fun.
As
just
far
show
as
up to the
actual
aquatic
waters,
center and just flippers and a tank and a wetsuit.
No, that's what we did.
I know, that's awesome. Them giant goggles. So like what I want to do is I want to go scuba diving, but like colonially, with that giant steel cage they used to put over their heads.
That thing.
Yeah.
I don't think it works well though. Well,
Here
I don't
for
think
a quick scuba.
I don't think you have to learn anything with that.
No.
Because it's self-contained.
Yeah, so it just breathes for you essentially.
I don't think you feel the pressure.
But when you're yeah. I think you still would. I mean, I imagine
maybe.
Because when you're wearing
the suit that you're talking about has a tube going all the way up to the top. The air you're breathing in the tank is pressurized. It's compressed.
Right.
So when you're breathing that air, that has a tendency when you go further and further down can fill your lungs. It's not like you have to equalize. You have to breathe right. If you don't,
you get the bends.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I don't think that happens in a suit like that because it's
they're designed
because the air is coming.
Every time
from
I've
the
ever
surface.
seen one of those used, the person walked into the water and then was walking the whole time. Like they don't swim with those. I think they're maybe the helmet or something is weighted to the point where you are just on the floor of the ocean.
Yeah.
Or whatever body of water you happen to be
Or
walking
you're just not capable of floating.
Come in. We have microphones attached to cords. I don't know if you know about that. It's great technology. Go ahead.
Okay, I just got to tell you, gas is $3.96
I
at
saw.
the Allsups down by the base.
Dude, it's $3.92 at the station up north.
Oh wow!
Not the card station.
Means it's like
the other
$3.79 at Sam's maybe.
Yeah.
I'm hoping.
$3 gas. I download the. By the way, download the Gas Buddy app. That helps.
Heard about that.
Yeah, you can. That way, it just tells you all the. It was like gas ranges from $3.92 to $4.69 a gallon at a certain station here in town.
Wow.
Yeah. So shop around, people. It gets up there. But I got to tell you, that was the most painful part of the entirety of our trip to Vegas. Was we have to get gas again. Oh, do we have to? It's everywhere was over $5 a gallon. $5.15 to like $5.60 something. It was the worst. But so yeah, stock up while it's under $4, kids. Might not see it that way for a long time. Although,
Could sell it later.
did we ever? They were supposed to like announce something around the 4th of July that they were cutting the gas tax.
Yeah. Okay. Now,
Did that actually ever
I saw the article. I kind of glanced at it, so I'm
Yeah.
probably going to be a little wrong. But I think the gas tax, they were going to suspend it for a while, but it's only like 13 cents a gallon.
Right.
That's-
not really enough to make a huge difference.
But I'm
you know?
wondering if that's what's happening now, like why we're seeing the drop in prices, because it's not universal. I heard earlier they were saying that the average price is still above $5.
Yeah.
So
I think if anything, what's happened is demand. I think around the 4th of July, a lot less people are like, hey, we're not going to drive.
Sure.
And I think that's what's
Yeah.
fueling it more. No pun intended. Fueling it more than anything.
see what you did there.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, okay. So yeah, but get it while you can, kids, because that's $3.92 a gallon. It will not be there forever. I got to find somebody who can fix an air conditioner for relatively cheap too, because that's been it was a nightmare yesterday.
Yeah, now comes that dilemma. Instead of the one like, okay, I got less than a quarter tank of gas, I need to stop. It's like, okay, I got 5/8 of a tank of gas. Is it worth stopping and filling up now and risking gas going up 10 cents more tomorrow, or should I just coast on this and see? You know,
when your car goes from telling you how many miles per gallon to you have to just saying low, not even finishing the word low, it just says LO. Yeah, that's at that point. It's a game to me. Let's see how far we can push this. I've yet to run out of gas in my car.
yeah, never.
Yeah.
Knock on wood.
But I came close. Actually, that was shocking. My Army girlfriend at the time, who I figured was way more prepared for this, actually ran out of gas like 2 or 10 miles outside of Roswell. Almost made it. Said she would have stopped for gas, but she really had to pee. So, priorities. That makes sense. But yeah, so get it while you can, kids. $3.92. By the way, wanted to quickly remind you that if you missed any portion of today's program, you can always check it out at your leisure at ksvptv.com. We also have it up on our YouTube page as well, and you can always check it out once Tanner gets around to it. He's a busy man; he's got a lot on his plate. But once we get some up there, we'll have those interviews that we had today up on the 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM Facebook page. The 7 o'clock hour, big thanks to Matt Bristol from Bristol Law Office for stopping by. Oh, great conversation about community property. And every time I talk to the guy, I'm this much closer to filing for bankruptcy. I swear. It's the main thing, and I think that the next time we have him in, the thing that needs to be talked about is the stigma around the word. Because it just...
Stigma around what word?
Bankruptcy.
Bankruptcy.
It's just there's something about it. It's just like, I don't want to be living in the trailer park and also bankrupt. I feel like
you're getting free legal advice.
The start of your rap career. You really, really are. Well, that's the thing. That's the beauty of having Matt in is, we can have some questions answered.
Oh yeah, we appreciate him coming in. I enjoy every conversation they have.
Had a couple of questions answered myself today. So that was awesome. But yeah, big thanks to you can already check out our interview with Miss Andrea Moore from the Roswell Chamber, already up on the Facebook page. By the way, everything in that interview was true and accurate, with the exception of the cap sorting that happened this last weekend. Everything else still on par. Sign up for Business After Hours, only doing 2 a month. Of course, they got the Invaders Night coming up this coming Wednesday. Let's pack out Joe Bauman Stadium for sure. and just all the other fun stuff happening with the Chamber of Commerce there. And then this hour, of course, great conversation with Miss Jennifer Smith and Joanne Lopez from the Chavez County Health Council. Got Health Expo 2022 coming up fast approaching. That's August the 6th. I believe that's a Saturday. Hey, cool. My birthday falls on a Sunday. Oh, crap. I have to work the day after my birthday.
Aww.
Means I can't get stupid. Oh, well. But August 6th, Saturday, August 6th at the Roswell Convention and Civic Center.
You can't get stupid Saturday night?
Yeah, I get stupid. Oh, I get stupid most Saturday nights, but I was also going to run that over into Sunday. I guess that's out now. Yeah, because you got to, I have to have some cognitive ability come Monday morning. I can't just come so small. But I was going to have one of those Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas weekends, I can't stop here.
Start Friday night
country.
and Sunday.
Yeah. Yeah, just blend Friday into Sunday so the Saturday.
So I forget about Saturday.
Yeah, it didn't really happen.
Just Friday and Sunday.
Okay, that's what, if we do it right, that's what Vegas is going to be the next time we do it. I think that we made all of the rookie mistakes this first time that we went. Well, not all of them.
Well, you remember that you went.
Oh, absolutely.
That's part of the problem.
Well, good point. I did bring back I should have brought it in to put it in the back, but I did bring it, get a yard marg at one point. That in itself is a story. So Thursday night we get there. We had driven in to Vegas. It was, a 13-hour drive, whatever. We didn't really eat like the whole time we were driving because we were trying to make good time. So we didn't stop. So, just like snacks here and there or like, a gas station burrito or whatever. So by the time we got to Vegas, got showered, ready, and hit the strip, we were hungry. We were really, really hungry. But we also were on a budget. So we didn't want to get stupid with it. We'd heard about all these places. But the problem with going in prepared, I had a feeling this is what it was going to be. The problem with going into Vegas prepared is it's the same problem with going on to Netflix and not knowing what you're going to want to watch.
Ooh.
Where you sit there for 45 minutes looking around for something and you find nothing. Because we looked everywhere for something affordable. We started looking for a specific place. We actually were looking for In-N-Out Burger. We found it. The problem with anywhere on the strip is you're going to be hitting a 45-minute wait to get anything. We were famished. So we said, fine, let's give up on the strip for now. Let's hike a mile back to our car where we parked. That's the other thing, was we walked one way down the strip. We're like, we have to go back. So we got to our car, went to Fremont, which was a lot closer to our hotel, which is like 3 blocks away from the hotel. By this point, I had 2 things on my mind. I want to murder somebody unless I get food in the next 20 to 30 minutes. I have to find a tall drink, because I said I was going to. Fremont's a great place for both of those things. So we go halfway down Fremont Street. We find this taqueria. There's a lot of places, a lot of different restaurants and stuff. Misty was kind of dead set on not spending a lot of money. We find this taqueria. Smelled great, looked good. Tacos looked fantastic, kind of street meat style. They were too expensive.
Aww.
So, okay, fine. I think I even looked her in the eye and said, Misty, please. So we found a place right across Fremont Street and about half a block down called the All-American Coney Company.
Ooh.
So we found the place, not a big line. Matter of fact, there's only a couple people inside. So I'm like, okay, it's either terrible food or it's just maybe not, people weren't in Coney mood tonight. So I'm like, okay, whatever, it's food. We go in, we order. We got a Coney with chili and the onions. And we all ordered one order of fries to split. This was, without exaggeration,
you were hungry,
the greatest hot dog I have ever had in my life. And I work in radio, so I know from hot dogs. I've built my career on remote hot dogs.
Piles of hot dogs.
Stacks of them. Joey Chestnut levels of hot dog consumption in my world. But it was, and it was probably higher quality. I mean, it's Vegas, so you got to think they're a higher quality dog. But I think a big part of it was the survivor aspect of it was they present you a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. It's going to be the greatest thing that's ever entered your mouth hole. It was so good. I really should have gotten a couple more because I could have downed those Sonic the Hedgehog style. But the other half of that story, what got us here, we started looking for. We saw everybody on the strip, or on Fremont, walking around with those giant drinks. So we wanted to find one of the yard margs, as they're called, the big ones. We found a place at the very end of Fremont Street. They had them, and we were in line to get them. And we found out that this place was selling them for $21 a piece. Misty got on her phone and found out they were selling them for $2 cheaper the way other end of the strip. But bear in mind, we had to go that way anyways because that's where our hotel was. So
Okay.
Fine.
There you go.
But that means I walked the entirety of Fremont Street and back
For fun.
without a yard mark.
Oh.
The whole thing is to have it and hold it while you're to look like a dumb tourist, you know? But I didn't get to do the dumb tourist thing. Next time, yard mark, fanny pack, one strip of sunscreen on the nose, floppy hat. I'm thinking sunglasses on top of the floppy hat, even while I'm wearing regular glasses with clip-ons that will fold up, camera around the neck, the full tourist cosplay experience. I'm going to make it happen. That's to start with the fanny pack. I got to find a fanny pack.
Good.
They're kind of in short supply. But yeah.
Really? Why?
Where are you? Okay, where have you seen a fanny pack recently? I'm sure you could find one online.
I haven't, but I didn't think that they were like
they're
out of stock.
They're not in high demand, but they're not exactly in heavy supply.
They're not making them.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
Which is why I'd like to announce my new business, Fanny Packs, coming to a store near you. It's a brick and mortar experience. Weirdly, we don't sell fanny packs. Weirdly, it's just fidget spinners.
Huh.
You know what? You have
For
to go
every
with
fanny pack, you get a fidget spinner.
Yeah, you have to go with the name that the business office allowed you to get. And, well, that's what we got. There you go. I want to thank everybody for joining us on A Morning Without Mike Winters. One more of these things tomorrow. I'll be in studio while Mike is off doing his thing. But he'll be back inside your radios this coming Wednesday morning. You were listening to 106.5 KEND Roswell, New Mexico. We'll talk at you tomorrow. Have a great day.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Bamboo plants can grow up to 36 inches in a day. So if